Salutations, adventurers! Welcome to Roll for Felicity, where we play serialized one-shots in a multitude of systems with assorted players. I'm here today with Excel and Joel, and we're playing Going Rogue, 2nd edition by Jess Levine. If you're new here, my name is Taylor. I use she, her pronouns, and I am usually, I'm the producer and then often the GM for Roll for Felicity. Today, I am not the GM because it is a GM-less game, although Joel and I were talking about it last night, and we're like, GM-less games are more like GM full games. So we're all kind of GMs in this one. I'm gonna throw it over to my players to introduce themselves, and I'll throw it over to Extel first. Do you want to say hello and tell us who you are?
Hello, everyone. This is my cool face. I am Extel, aka Extra the King, and I'm excited to be here. I'm gonna be playing Jack Locke. He him pronouns for both of us, and yeah, I can't wait to get in. This is gonna be fun.
I'm very excited for this. Joel, I'll throw it over to you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Joel. Everything's going wrong today. It started raining immediately as soon as we went live, so my audio quality was already bad. It's now going to be worse. I apologize.
Oh no.
I'm going to be playing a character called Kheiinne'e Blade. I'm going to put I'm going to just start pasting the spelling in chat.
Yeah, it's certainly not spelled how.
The H is silent.
How you would anticipate
Kheiinne'e Blade's pronouns are he, him. Mine are they, them. And yeah, I'm excited to be a Gungan in space.
I am excited for a Gungan. And then also let me Joel and Axtel both run hang on, take your roll so I can give them a shout out. Take your roll. Is it working?
Run is a heavy word for what we do.
Don't downplay your channel when I'm giving you a shout out.
We kind of just coast like a bulldog on a skateboard with sunglasses on. It just kind of slides across the screen.
You should follow Take Your Roll not only because of them, but also I've been producing streams over there, so you can say hello to me if you drop in sometimes. Also, Jess is in chat. Jess from Online is the person who wrote this game, so hello, Jess. You're
shit!
just in time.
I am so sorry for what you're about to watch.
It's gonna be good. And also, our friend Shelby, who we played Wanderhome with, is in chat.
Shelby.
And my friend Paige, Dungeon Mom, is in chat as well. So hello, everyone.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
And Joel is in chat, but we're
I'm also in chat. Hello. Hello, me.
I am also in chat. Thank you very much.
Oh shit, Extel. Hello.
Hello to everyone in chat.
It's Taylor in chat too.
I am in chat. Yeah, I'm.
Oh fuck, that's cool.
I never knew.
And Melanie's in chat. Hello, Melanie. Resub for 27 months. That is wild to think about. Melanie was one of my first ever subscribers.
Awesome.
So
what a fucking legend.
I know. Right? And Melanie's first, even though other people were typing, Melanie was the first one to redeem first. So
I saw it and I was like, well, people are already typing. You know what? I take what I said about Melanie back.
Melonie's canonically first now. She was the first one here. While I'm talking about chat, I'll mention some stuff that people in chat who are watching can do to help the stream. The first thing you can do is if there's a moment that you would like to see in short form as a clip on TikTok, Twitter, stuff like that, you can use the command !marker in chat, and that will make a marker of the moment so that, yeah, exactly like that. Like Joel just did. I was about to do that to show people how to do it, so genuinely thank you. And that'll make a stream marker for me to come back and make a clip of that later. Also, we do have some tip incentives for the stream. Why did it not happen? Is it just tip? Yes, it's just tip. If you want to affect the game, you can tip 200 bits or $2 to give one player a token. For 500 bits, you can give all players a token. For 1,000 bits, you can give all of our pillars a token, which is basically a way to use the world mostly against us, sometimes for us. But definitely make things more interesting. You can use that with Twitch, Twitch's currency of bits, or my Ko-fi link is also in chat. You can do it either way. All of those tips do go to my two guests this evening, so that's why I like to tell people about it so that I can send them some money. And then last but not least, the third thing that you can do to help the stream, congratulations, you're already doing it. Thank you so much for watching, whether you're watching live right now on Twitch or watching on YouTube later with the VOD. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the game that we are about to embark on. Speaking of the game, I should tell you all a little bit more about Going Rogue. This week, maybe you don't know this, but this week has been Jess Levine Appreciation Week on Roll for Felicity. On Wednesday, I played her game I Have the High Ground with my friend Zay. Tonight, we're playing Going Rogue. Jess provided PDFs of both games we played on stream, which is extremely appreciated. I'm very excited to play both of the games. I already did play one of them, and it was fun. Going Rogue, if you are unfamiliar, is a GM-less game about war, rebellion, and making the ultimate sacrifice. It is inspired by Star Wars stories like Rogue One and Andor. It is also an expansion for the game Galactic by Riley Rethal. I hope that I'm saying their name correctly. And you can get both of those games. One, the announcement that just was made is about I Have the High Ground. So if you are not familiar with that game, you can click the links there to get that. And then also, let me do the links for Going Rogue. So you can get that. And you should also check out Jess's website. She has a newsletter. You can follow her on itch. And then there's also the link for the game Galactic, which is also very good. And then the last thing I'll say before we actually get into the game is if you were here for the stream of I Have the High Ground on Wednesday, I actually decided to play the same character I played in that game in this game. So there could be some references to the characters from that stream. I will say the timeline will be a little bit nebulous, whether that would have happened canonically before this or whether this is happening after. A lot of it depends on whether my character lives. So, like, if my character dies in this game, then then obviously the other game happened first. I said Rethal on my first podcast appearance. Oh, Rethal. Pen name generally doesn't matter. Okay, Rethal. I think I'm saying that right, but Riley Rethal. So yes.
Oh, is the H silent?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if the name has an H. I'm just.
You're just making a joke about your own character's name.
Yeah. Extel, you're muted, buddy.
Rethal, I believe.
Rethal, yeah,
Rethal?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
With that, I think we can start to get into the game, which we have made our characters already, and we have a vague idea of what what our characters are going to be doing. But we are going to be deciding more of that live on stream. So I think the first thing we should do is describe our characters and what playbooks we're playing. Does anyone want to go first?
I will do it.
Go for it.
So in walks Jack Locke, a very young face with starry purple eyes, his dark brown skin, short hair, it's a bit cropped. He's very clean. He's a fresh Liberation uniform on, a regulation blaster at his side, and he wears glasses. He seems like he's about, I would say, either late teens, early 20s, somewhere in there. He seems physically fit as, like, you know, a person in the Liberation Army, revolution, whatever I'm gonna call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would be, and he looks around the place with hope in his eyes. He's very hopeful. He seems like he has a very optimistic attitude towards everything.
Yeah.
And he stands at attention waiting for whatever is about to happen.
Yeah. Love it. Joel, do you want to introduce your character next, or do you want me to go next?
I feel like I should go last
Okay.
because I am the kind of the wildest one among us. I feel
that is true. Hang on, my audio's a little quiet, so I'm gonna adjust it real quick before I go. Turn that up.
well, you do that. So I don't know where we're walking into, but I'm not walking into this room. Instead, a a droid kind of slides forward. They look kind of slimy, and then they turn on their projector, and a holographic image of a really, really war-torn Gungan shows up. And his face is very guarded. His eyes are kind of low. His face is angular. He has his ears tied into like one. It's not like they're not like a braid, but they're just kept together so they keep out of the way. He's like fucking gigantic. Um, and he's seen his kind of share of things, and he looks like he could very, very much would prefer to be anywhere except right here, right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, Godgan colored.
I think the main options are orange or green for
I'll be
Gungan.
green. I love
There you
green.
go.
Green's great. This character is more and more like my OC from my child.
Speaking of OC from childhood, that's the character I'm playing. So my character, Podria, is, I think I described her last stream as like, it's not that she doesn't look like me. She looks like, like Hollywood me. So, like one rank up, I think, on like the attractiveness scale. And she has a hardened face, resolute eyes. She has a hooded cloak on, lots of belts. And I think someone with a sharp eye would notice that she has a blaster kind of concealed underneath her cloak. And I think she maybe comes in kind of maybe almost like herding the other two, like the droid with the I don't know, I can't think of the word, the projection.
Slime?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the slimy
Sorry.
droid with the projection is what I was trying to think of with Kheiinnee'e Blade. And kind of is like looking a little irritated, I think, that she is with these other two. not like super mad, but just kind of a like kind of vibe. But yeah, as Joel mentioned, like we haven't really defined where our characters are or like what exactly the situation is. I imagine that we were called here. Actually, one of the parliament moves is summon one or more people. Oh, that's before a council. Do we think this is a council of people, or do we think this is like a more like...
Well, what is a council if not a gathering of people?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. I think my question was more like, do we think it's just what is her name? Our boss, General Andrian. Do we think it's just General Andrian, or do we think this is like a thing where there's like we're, like being sent before like multiple people, more like the Jedi Council or something like that?
I feel like multiple people would be a good one. If it's an important enough mission, right? That they're gonna give us. So I feel like maybe like 4, the general, maybe some other higher ups are there to brief us on whatever it is they're about to brief us on.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I like that. Then that means the Parliament gains a token. One of their moves is summon one or more people before a council and gain a token. And for people who are not familiar with Going Rogue, Going Rogue kind of focuses on the tension between 2 pillars within the same organization, the Liberation. One pillar is the Parliament, which is kind of like Congress, or like a group that acts more slowly, has more bureaucracy, but is interested in preserving people's liberties and waiting for like the right moment to make a move, even if it takes a little bit longer. This is kind of pit against the Intelligence, which is also a part of the Liberation, but is a group that is more devoted to like secrecy, moving quickly, not having oversight, those kinds of things. The game stresses that we should not be playing as if one side is like correct and one side is wrong. Both sides have good in them, but they also contain negative qualities, and that
It's
is
okay. I hate all of them equally.
yes, that's you can hate all of them equally. There are other pillars that we'll get to, but this first one sounds like we're dealing with the Parliament. So we're called into, I imagine then maybe we like walk into a room and it's almost like the people who are on the council are like kind of like higher up and like in a semicircle, like they have like a seating, almost like if we were like being called in for like court or something like that, but we are on like the ground floor and are just like standing. I think that kind of sets it up for
I think
us
they're
to be,
just
like...
about the same height as me though, so it's fine.
Well, you're also being projected in, right? So you can be
my
whatever...
droid kind of lifts it just a little bit higher, so I'm at the same height as everybody else.
Your feet are off the ground, maybe, in the projection, but you seem taller.
I could just imagine everybody else being like, for free?
Put those grippers away.
Your feet
Just my 3 big ass toes.
Put
Because I'm a gun.
Come on.
Gungan feet. Good. This is gonna be a good stream for all the sickos in chat.
Sicko. So for me,
to watch feet,
just for me.
We did just get a tip from Shelby. Let me see what that is. Thank you so much, Shelby. It doesn't tell me on the stream what it is, so I have to look at my email. But yeah, I think this would be a good time to describe, if you have ideas of what some of the council members here look like. I do think General Andrian is here, and we haven't decided anything about what she looks like. Do either of you have ideas of what that could be?
Hold on. I want one of them to be a hut.
Yes.
A hut who's defected from the huts to join the.
Or
also
it could just be a regular hut that's just like not. It's just from their. I don't know the name of their like species. Maybe it's just a big slug dude that's just kind of there, and we're stereotyping him as a criminal because of what the hut said. You know.
What would I do have to ask before we get sued by Disney. What would the off-brand name for the hut be?
It's Slugma. That's Pokemon. No, hold on.
The tuh, yeah. We've got
the pizza. We could go with pizzas. It's like Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I know the reference you're making.
It maybe Domino's. the domain.
Maybe his name
is Dommies.
No, it's not the Dommies. Jess's Bosch is what she's calling the hut.
That's a pretty good one. I prefer the Dommies, but we can use the Bosch.
In the expansion, she's releasing on May 4th, which I didn't even know about, so that's exciting.
Oh, May 4th is such a perfect time to release that too.
That's so
dope.
It for the first time live in chat. The Bosch family.
Wait, hold on. In that case, we need a marker right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we do. That's a momentous occasion.
See, you told chat to do it, and I'm in chat, so I did it.
You're saying that as if I don't.
You're following the instructions.
Like I don't want you to do that, but I explicitly do want people to do that.
Expansion.
That's very exciting. Yeah, we'll call them a Bosch then.
Now we have 2 of them.
But maybe their name is Mario, or not Mario. Maybe their name is Domino.
Mario. It needs to be Mario. I'm sorry. You cannot take it back.
All right, their name is
Mario
now. Excel, do you have an idea of what someone else in this council would look like, or what their vibe would be?
I'm inspired because Joel just said like there are 2 of them. So, whatever race from the scene that was like, oh, now there are 2 of them. That there's one of those there.
Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like gray skin, right? It's like this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Anyway, that one's there. It's just a gray skinned person. The eyes.
This narrows it down. Not at all.
So it's like you're talking about like a traditional alien.
You know what I'm talking about.
Like just like a gray alien with huge eyes.
Yeah.
Also, I got the email.
Okay. He's talking
Yeah.
about the separatists from
Oh,
the very
oh,
from
oh,
the
oh, 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 okay, okay, okay,
the
okay.
ones with the forehead guys.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called. We did receive a $20 tip from Shelby though,
Oh.
so that means
Yeah.
that all the pillars get 2 tokens from Shelby.
Nice.
So the pillars are
A Neimoidian, yeah.
Neimoidian.
Thank you. See, I knew someone would get it. Thank you. You're the best.
I was almost there.
This is
I
why
was
you
googling.
write the games. This is why you write the games.
Okay, so the Parliament now has
But
4
yes, that person is
tokens.
there.
Yeah, so it's a Bosch
Uh-huh.
and then a 5 head.
Yeah. I think then we should make
His name is 5.
We're just really doing word association here. I think General Andrian should be like a humanoid then. Like should
I'm
like,
down.
relatively human.
fine.
And what do we think the mission that we're being sent on is?
To get the groceries.
I don't think that's what it is.
We need you to pick up 2 bottles of milk.
That's what I wanted to be.
And please, it's for the galaxy.
Dear
the
Obi-Wan,
galaxy needs
this is
milk.
the galaxy is in peril.
No.
We need you to go get milk in the supermarket around the corner.
Yeah. I don't think that's what it is. We talked about we talked
I'll
about-
be serious now. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be serious, but I'm gonna keep pulling with all of my might back to the game.
That's
I
valid.
really- everyone, please pay respect to Taylor because
Yeah.
she wrangles
To
us in all the time.
Taylor's patience. It's the patience of a god. I swear.
I'm having fun. I hate to be the killjoy, but I do have to wrangle us.
We do have a story that
We
we're
do-
supposed to be telling.
We do have a story to tell. So before the stream, we talked about potentially this is an infiltration mission. And I think it makes sense given some things we decided that maybe this mission is we are going someplace to either like destroy someone or like kill someone. Like we're doing something where it's like we're going to this place, we have to get in, we have to take this thing out and then leave.
So, the bad guys in not Star Wars,
Yes.
the legally distinct empire, the
The mandate.
and that's the word for it, the mandate. They probably have like a it's not clone, it's like duplicate technology, and they need like a gene donor. So maybe we are trying to get to that person, which is not a Mandalorian at all whatsoever.
It's
like
a woman DeLorean.
Is a woman DeLorean. Yeah. Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so I think that kind of, in my mind, that kind of changes the pitch of the meeting a little bit, because if we're being called before the council by the Parliament, I think, and at the same time, General Andrian's pillar is the intelligence. So I think we're being called into this meeting, and maybe the reason why my character is like irritated is because I'm thinking this is going to be another meeting where we have to come in and they're just going to like argue about what needs to be done, because I don't think the Parliament would be like, yeah, we should kill this person, because
It could be an extraction. Like that asset needs to be our ass instead.
yeah, and maybe that's like what the argument is, that like some people are saying, like people who are more aligned with the intelligence would, which for example like General Andrian is saying like, I think we should just go in and take this person out, whereas other members of the council are saying, no, we should extract them. It's going to be harder to do, but it's going to be worth it, because then we can use them as a beacon for like what the liberation could be. Whereas like the intelligence is like, this should be like a secret mission where we're just sending people in to go kill this person so that the Empire doesn't have them anymore.
Yep.
I
agree with this.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So One of the parliament moves is invite someone to deliberate. If they do, give them a token. Do either of you think that your characters would be joining in on this conversation about like what should be done with this
I
Mandalorian?
I imagine I would, because I am a bad guy who would have important information about the bad guy stuff.
Yeah.
So I would imagine they would be like, "Do you think this is viable?" And I would be like, "Misa thinks it will be fine, but Yusa got to be careful. The woman Mandaloriana is not to be messed with." I'll use my pen.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You see the ashes disappear beneath me, in like by my feet. Slowly, there's just a disc around my feet that is just ash.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a never-ending cigar. It just doesn't stop making ash. It's not. It does. It's just a toy. When I'm gonna use it anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my 5 feet. Nope, my 5 cents.
Yeah. You then get to give yourself. The Parliament will give you a token. So they had 4. They'll go down to
Sick.
3. And you can give yourself a token for taking part in the deliberation. What about Jack? Do you think he would be like part of like the conversation that's happening in here?
Jack would I feel like he wouldn't really offer much outside of a like sentence worth of basically he just go, "I will do whatever's asked of me," and that's what he says. That's all he gives.
He's a
I doubt he should get a token for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call that deliberation. Just saying, I will do whatever's asked of me.
Yeah, he should not get a token for that because he's just here. He just wants to do a good job. He wants to bring peace. You know.
I think the deliberation goes on for a while. And is this like back and forth, maybe with Kane like weighing in a few times, and then like other people kind of saying like I think the meeting ends with like no decision having been made, which is like how this has been. But I think it's time for the intelligence to take a move. The intelligence has a move: take someone aside for a secret meeting and gain a token. And I like the idea that like we kind of sit through this meeting that we're like, why are we even here? They're not gonna issue us an order. Like, we're kind of just being brought in for this like like political theater almost, when like there are things that need to be done.
You're talking about paperwork, so
yeah,
all this stuff.
Yeah, and then I think General Andrian, like we are all like leaving. Maybe the droid is about to like power down the the display.
Oh yeah.
with you, because you're like, I have other stuff to do. And I think General Andrian will pull us aside for a secret meeting as part of the intelligence. And I feel like she would just kind of like, maybe it's even like we leave the room and get pulled into like a hangar maybe, where there's like spaceships and stuff like that, and it's like pretty loud, so people might not overhear us. And will like pull us aside and say, my sources are saying that the asset is going to be on the move, is going to be moved to a new location, and as of yet we haven't been able to find out where they're going to be moved to. So I think it's time for someone to do something to take care of this asset before the mandate is able to use their genes.
I'm gonna start caressing gently my tentacle stash, and I'm going to say, Misa, I think you are right.
But wouldn't that go against the orders of the council?
Misa, I think the council is big doo-doo.
Jack, you're gonna have to learn. In wartime, sometimes we can't wait for the council to make a decision. And what they don't know can't hurt them.
I don't like this going behind the backs of the higher ups. We have a duty, but if it helps bring peace and stops the mandate, then I'll take part.
Well, Jack, you're gonna have to learn that you don't have to like what I'm telling you to do in order to do it.
Misa agrees.
All right, what's the thing we have to do?
I kind of like the idea, Joel, since your character is the person who is like affiliated with the mandate right now and is leveraged. I think maybe your character is the one who has this information about this asset. Do you have ideas about like what this location where they're being held could be, and like what the issues are of trying to like get into it?
Misa thinks that if there is a war happening, it might be important to move the facility from which the person is working at. So imagine every certain amount of time they switch positions, and one way or another, I found out what their like path is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe through my droid hacking, or Misa using Misa Big Brain to do things. And then through that, I found that information. And I was like, Misa, I think the mandate is
Yeah.
And so it's probably like they are in this planet, but that base is being decommissioned because the not rebellion is too close.
The liberation.
So they're getting ready to mobilize the entire facility to this other place. And because of how space works, the trajectory, it is actually easier to attack them while they're in space rather than attack them while at the base. Or attacking them when they get to the base rather than attack them while they're already like hunkered down.
I like that. So maybe the thing that makes this especially difficult is that
space.
Yeah, well, kind of. Is that like, so for us to be able to succeed at this, what we would have to do is get on to the like infiltrate this station while it's on land, like while it's on planet, but then carry out the either extraction or assassination. And I think General Andrian is like, I don't care. Like, in so many words, is like, one or the other, you can do it. Whatever happens, happens. But we would have to complete that aspect of the extraction or assassination while the station is like mid like movement and is in space. I think that's very cool.
Misa agrees.
I think then I feel like this is a good time to mention one of the game mechanics, which is our shared fate, which is an optional part of the game. But we decided when we were doing our session 0, especially since this is a one-shot, that it would make sense for us to have this shared fate. And the shared fate for us is a sacrifice. The description given for this fate is some dedicate their life to the cause. One day you all will dedicate everything. And the trigger for this happening is if you ask characters to follow you into a mission that has impossible odds. Each character who agrees shares this fate. Any player who later decides to aid the mission may choose to join this fate. So I think this is the
perfect.
Yeah, I think this is the trigger of that happening, is it's like, you're going to have to get onto this, like, base, this, like, mobile base that's already tough, and then you have to either get this person off of it or take them out and get out without anyone knowing that you were there, because even the liberation shouldn't know that we were there. I think that's very cool.
I also think it raises the stakes, because if we try to take him out with us, we have a whole entire fucking spaceship to deal with.
Yeah.
And if we try to take him out, we're dealing with a Mandalorian, which are super powerful and completely legally distinct from whatever other things may exist with a similar
Yeah,
name.
yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. So I imagine this is like a montage of like General Andrian like showing like plans or like something like that we have that are like this is what it looks like, this is what you'll have to do, and it's describing like you'll have to go here at this time.
There's my droid is showing like holograms of like the facility, and like this is the information I was able to extract without putting my wait. This is the information the Misa was able to extract without alerting those big doo-doo heads. And it's like a map of the planet, like the best angle of like landing, like if there's like guard changes, all of that information I'm like sharing it as the commander is talking.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Because for something like this, we will have to plan for like guard with like positioning of the guards. We're gonna have to need access codes. We're gonna have a mandate ship to be able to for you guys to even enter the airspace of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that is gonna happen. And we're gonna totally do between here and there. Which is,
I'm not fond of these underhanded tactics, but we should take out a patrol of a mandate squad and take their place.
Yeah.
Misa might have an idea of where the best attacks could possibly be, and the map of the system that we are in. It's not a galaxy.
Galaxy is not a term owned by Star Wars, I don't think.
Oh, okay. And we go
far,
and we go to the external circle, and it zooms in.
Yeah.
Not any type of rims or outers or anything. It's
close by.
The external ring.
The outer portion, the external portion of the, and it zooms into an area and it's like, this area is very hard to patrol because of the fact that it's outside, like far, which means that there is like lower patrols happening in the area, which makes them easier to hijack. And specifically, he mentions that there's going to be in like a week's time, I think, because this is like if we're going to move a whole ass like facility, that's going to take like a long time. So there's still plenty of time to he was probably going to be like, in about a week there's going to be a new like transport ship that is going to fly out there for the purposes of establishing or replenishing like shit for food and resources for like an outpost that they have out there, which is also not super heavily defended because it is out there. And that's like, he's like, we could do that. That's what we could do. Misa thinks that's what we should do.
If we can get on board one of their ships and take them by surprise, I promise I can take them
out. You hear a lot of whistling and beeping from S4 B0. You can call him Shadow for.
Oh no.
Just,
what's his coloring? What is the droid's color?
He's black with red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lightning streak.
No relation to any other potential shadows out there.
Yeah, we're really getting into a lot of tricky IP territory.
No, it's a robot.
Yeah.
It's a Roomba. It's a Roomba. That way, that's also legally. It's a vacuum.
Yeah, I don't think vacuum is legal.
But it essentially starts beeping, and then I'm like, oh well, the vacuum can get us in there because it's a protocol vacuum.
So it's a protocol vacuum. but it's beeping. It's not speaking basic.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
well, no, it's not a product, not that kind of. I meant like it has protocols in it. Like it's a robot vacuum that has codes in it that can just
Yes.
and then just do the wiggle thing with the screwdriver, with the sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who, and then it just
Yeah.
changes.
I want you to know a marker has been made for protocol vacuum.
Damn it.
It's a protocol vacuum.
Thanks, Jess.
And then so the fucking thing is just saying like, hey, I can get us there essentially, like at least close enough for you guys to act.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that I'm in a Gungan character and now I'm playing a fucking droid.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get Kane himself to actually show
Well,
up.
I imagine Kane is like at the space station.
Yeah. So we'll
But
get there.
between here and there, I'm the
The
droid.
droid.
Well, I'm sorry, the vacuum.
Between here and there, I'm the vacuum.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think before all of this kind of goes down, I think like General Andrian kind of like tells us like, okay, this is what you need to do, blah blah blah. But then is like couching it in a way that's very like letting us fill in the blanks. So like she has like plausible deniability. And I think at some point during like when we get into the nitty gritty where you're saying like we can go here, take out the ship, blah blah blah, all this different stuff, I think she leaves.
Yeah.
And I think Podria is just kind of like while you're talking and like while Jack is like
I think as she leaves,
yeah.
she says right?
Yeah.
Okay. She says something vague at Kane, like, don't you know what would happen if this doesn't go well?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Ooh, I think maybe what she says, I like the idea that like whatever she says is what makes it so that you physically are going to have to be a part of it as opposed to just like doing everything through your droid.
Vacuum.
As opposed to doing everything through your vacuum.
Showing up is half the battle.
Vacuuming is the rest.
Maybe that's what she says cryptically before she leaves. And I think Podria has kind of just been like watching and like taking all the information in, and seeing Jack's kind of like hesitation, and is gonna say, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with this. If we get caught out there, the Liberation's not going to claim us, and the Mandate is, you know, going to do what they do. The stakes are pretty high on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all prepared for that?
Beep boop.
I joined the Liberation to stop the Mandate. Whether I'm in the Liberation or not doesn't matter as long as the Mandate ceases to exist.
Okay. I mean, I definitely want to make it out, but I'm just saying we're not going to have any friends in there, and we're not really going to have any friends back here either. It's just going to be the three of us.
Beep boop boop.
4 of us.
Whistles.
My droid off of my back climbs onto my shoulder.
5 of us.
Sorry. This is
The ship turns on and it's Knight Rider.
This is AC2, by the way.
AC.
Very good.
But also, that's also a vacuum.
Yes. Yeah, the vacuum climbs over your back.
Yeah.
Unless it's an Android, like a phone.
It is.
It's
No,
fine.
it is. No, it
It's
is.
an
It is like
iPhone.
one of those. It's like a little dinosaur thing.
Oh, it's a shape former.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I appreciate everyone watching my back for any legal liability and just
I got
kind of
you, I got
changing
you.
everything's plans. I feel like at that point, that's like a good point for there to be a good old fashioned, wipe to the next scene.
Scene transition.
And there's like a bidoodly.
Yeah. What do we think the next place that we are is?
I believe so. We've just finished hatching a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the next place
Scrambling.
is that we have we have taken a ship without permission, but that the general has.
I would have. I will have. Okay.
No.
My droid has to get my vacuum needed to get to you guys somehow. That's what I'm saying. Which, by the way, as it moves, it just use here.
Good. That'll be good.
We've taken the ship
Mm-hmm.
that the vacuum came in without permission.
The Centurion Eagle.
Good.
And now we're on it, and we are getting ready to plot a course to a place that will help us do the next thing that we have to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Excuse me. Out of focus. There we go. I'm back. Hello.
I missed it. I missed a chance. Actually, I'm gonna retroactively. I was just looking at my moves, and I do have a vulnerable move that is say the mission is bigger than any of us, which I feel like is what I should have said when I was saying we might die. So I'm retroactively gonna say that I said that, and then
I forgot I had moves. I should look at that.
I also forgot.
I'm just being RPing just for fun.
Yeah,
just for fun. I've been RPing just for fun. I wasn't looking at the rules. Yeah, so I say the mission is bigger than all of us, and then there's the wipe. And we're on the Centurion Eagle, is that what you said?
Yeah, Centurion Eagle.
Centurion Eagle.
Centurion Eagle. Yeah. It should be Century, but Centurion sounds cooler.
Centurion does sound cooler. And what do you think? I'm imagining if we're going to a place that's on the exterior ring, that it's like a pretty long trip, even with, light speed travel. What do you think?
We can fast travel there. It's fine.
Well, I think it would be good to see maybe what, if there's anything that we're doing or conversations that we're having on the way, activities that we're doing, or
my only character presence in this scene is my robots. My
vacuum.
Your vacuum just plugged into the wall in the corner. I mean, it technically is with the little jack, so because it is controlling the ship. But I like that it's more like it's plugged in and it's charging.
Yeah. It's not vacuuming right now. The other thing that any of us can do is, if at any point we would like to, we can do any of the moves from the Parliament, the Intelligence, the Mandate, the Space Between, or Scum and Villainy. So, Joel, if you're kind of okay, well, my droid is just plugged in and not really doing anything, you can feel free to chime in at any point with either an NPC coming in or
I mean, I'm gonna let you guys talk if you need to or want to, but after I have something for the Mandate to do.
Okay, good.
I have an idea.
That sounds very cool. I think I'm looking at my moves to see if there's anything that I would start a conversation with Jack about.
Meanwhile, over on where my character actually is, he's just in a disco, just
dancing it out before a disaster.
It's a perfect time to.
Yeah.
Lisa like the blue drink.
Is there anything that you think Jack would be asking about, or wanting to talk about while we're on the flight?
He's sort of standing at the middle console that's in the middle of the ship, right? And he's looking at the map and messing with it. One hand behind his back, there would be both back there if he wasn't messing with the map, but he as he's doing it, he just, without looking up from it, goes, "Why do you do what you do the way you do?"
I mean, we don't really have a choice, do we?
is always a choice.
Not anymore. Not for me. Do you have somebody that you care about that you're doing this for? Somebody that you want to protect?
Yeah, I do. Or did do. Both?
Beep boop.
When I was young, I had a siblings. I had 2 siblings. My parents, they were off all the time doing work, so I watched them. I was the eldest, and well, let's say if the mandate didn't do what the mandate does, I'd still be watching them right now and not being here.
Yeah.
I fight to protect their memory and who they were.
So yeah, you can imagine why I do this kind of thing. We all have people we love. Anyone in the Liberation has someone they love that they've lost or nearly lost or seen horrible things happen to. And when that happens, you're either the kind of person that gives up or you do something about it.
I don't doubt your skill or why you fight. I know we fight for the same cause, and for that reason, I trust you, but must we really revert to such underhanded tactics?
Okay. I get where you're coming from. I used to feel the same way. And I have someone that I love who's hurt pretty badly because I didn't do anything. I thought that it was good to wait. And then I lost somebody else that I love because she couldn't handle that's the decision that I made. And so I don't know. I've been on both sides of it. I've thought we should be honorable even when the mandate's not. And now I guess I think the more you know about me, the more in danger both of us are, so.
Well, and the first time he looked up at you from the map and he goes, I'm sorry those things happened to you.
Yeah. I'm sorry those things happened to you, but maybe if we can do some underhanded deeds, they won't have to happen to other people that we care about or people that we don't even know.
Agreed. And then he goes back to messing with the map.
Yeah. Joel, were you saying something or were you just moving your mouth? Because I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said beep boop.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? What'd you say to me?
Beep boop, boop, beep beep. And then, unless you guys have anything else to say, you come out of light speed or life fast travel. And
Light
as
speed,
you
I
go,
don't think is owned by Disney either. I think that's
cool,
just a
fast
scientific
travel. And for a second, everything seems fine, and then a light just starts flipping on the dashboard, and the mandate is going to use put someone in immediate danger and give them a token, which is you guys, because you're being hailed by a scouting party of the mandate, because as you come out of light space into essentially their space territory.
Ooh. Yeah, I think like Podria just like is staring at like the beeping like on the like the notification on the dashboard. Um and there's just like a stillness and like all we hear is like the
Beep
of
boop.
being hailed. Okay.
You want to get that?
If you look out the window, you see two bow tie fighters
My
that
God.
are wait, that's too similar.
No, that's good. I like it.
They're
Two
shaped like a bow tie.
Yeah.
okay, it's two bow tie fighters kind of like arrive and just kind of slow down on either side of you, like essentially calling on their cell phone.
Okay, I think I'm gonna spend a token to do a strong move here, which is move you and your comrades around an obstacle that you would be unable to overcome directly. So I think I am going to actually look at Jack and say, if we take this transmission, they're gonna know it's us. I didn't have time to grab. I mean, we're going to get disguises. I don't have anything right now. You're a good pilot, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, and
I've wanted to do that. Yeah.
And I think what the mechanical thing of how I'm like helping us get out of this moment is, as a spy, I think I quickly relay to Jack some kind of like thing where it's like, oh, bow tie fighters can only like, they can't handle like this type of like directional move very well. So it's like, oh, if we like kick it into reverse and then drop down, they're not going to be able to follow us, and we can like do another light speed hop. And I'm quickly like telling you this, but I'm not a pilot. So I'm telling Jack that this is what to do.
But whoever's in the corner, like, oh my god, I'm going to die.
But that is one of the skills you want to learn, right? Is piloting.
Yeah. I don't know how well that translates into like how well I can do it.
Yeah. So you could, I think, like, since so the way the tokens are described is like moving narrative focus to people. So like I took narrative focus for a second to describe something that Podria is good at, which is knowing secrets and like knowing things about the mandate. So this could be a time that you could either like use a strong move to like show something that you're good at or something specific about your character, or you could do a vulnerable move and show like one of your character's foibles, or if you want to toss it over to someone else, you could try a lateral move. It's up to you based on like what your sheet says.
Here's what wait, no, because I feel like this would be fun. Because I feel like every sun battle movie
I think you can reference that Star Wars exists as a concept.
I have never heard of Star Wars before. Is that like Star Trek?
Everyone needs a moment where where some of the heroes are captured. Ready? So here we go, right?
Yeah.
So Jack is like, he sits down and he's like, yeah, okay, I can do this. And he presses a button. And I'm going to use a vulnerable move here. And I'm rushing overconfidently into more danger than I can handle. And he presses a button. And instead of it moving, the ship turns off.
No.
Wait, and he's like, wait, I can. And then when it happens, I imagine the bow tie fighters move in closer and start to board us.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, when you hit the button, there's just like a like an all everything goes off, and I'm just like, Criff, just like looking around. And we hear like the sound. Maybe even it's like, I don't know if this would make sense for bow. Well, it does. The bow tie fighters can be whatever we want. I think the wings like fold up and they land on the ship, and they have like something that they can cut, literally just like cut through the ship. So like they're on top, like the bow tie fighters are on top of the Centurion Eagle, and we can hear the sound of like as they're literally just like cutting through into our ship.
Yeah, and I think what happens after that is after Jack's like, all right, I crapped everything up. he's going to turn to the vacuum. I assume it has its own power source.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's still connected, and as you look at it, it does it's a robot. It doesn't really have any facial expression, but you can really tell that it's turning it to you and just going like, "Are you serious?" Like it's giving you that sassy, like quick turn of like, like.
He's gonna look to the vacuum and go, tell Kheiinne'e. And then he's gonna turn around instead next to you, Podria, and go and raise up his fist like, sorry.
I'm not gonna say it's fine because it's not fine. But I've been in worse situations.
Really?
Not much worse.
He's like ready to fight whoever's gonna come through the door.
Yeah. I like that. Joel, do you have something with the droid contacting Kheiinne'e that you want to bring in at this moment?
Yeah, the droid gets the information in. There's like a pause, and then it triggers like a communication device, and you hear jizz in the background.
No.
It's music. That's the name of the Star Wars music.
I know what it is, but why? Everything you've been coming up with a different name. But jizz, you're like, no, we'll use the same thing as Star Wars.
Because it's funny.
Why is
like
it called
Listen, it's alien music, all right?
We don't have time to get into it.
Anyway, there's like ba 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 da in the background, and a voice just peeks through, and it's like, I'm just gonna use one of my vulnerable moves and say like, why should I care? Like, if you guys don't succeed, I don't like. Why should I care about this right now? I am at a party. I'm drinking my Misa drinking me blue milk. What do you want from me?
I'm gonna use a strong move and reveal a crucial piece of intelligence at the last moment. And I'm gonna say, Kheiinne'e, if you fuck us over, I have a data pad back in my quarters that if I'm not back there, that they're going to be releasing some information about you that I don't think your higher-ups are going to want to hear. Call them off.
The communication cuts out. and you hear in the hallway of the ceiling bringing it, and then the sounds of two soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers.
Not any other word.
Mandate
Thumping
soldiers.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they just drop, and then my Hoover just goes over to the door, and you hear my voice, just one line, just go, just hide from Kheiinne'e, and the door opens just enough for my droid to slide out, and the doors close.
I'm gonna use another strong move and vanish without anyone noticing. So as soon as you say
Goodbye.
just back, and it's just Jack. I'm gone.
And he will Jack is standing there, and for a moment he's like, no, just do it, like, and he's like, nah. He runs and hides in a very terrible spot. It's a very terrible place. He hides like on the other side of the map of the like console he was standing in front
He's
of.
just like crouched behind like this little pillar.
I think the best thing is that if it's like a whiteboard, it's see-through, and if it's a hologram, it's also see-through. So it doesn't
I was picturing it like a big, like sort of like a circle console that rises about 4 to 5 feet off, not 5, 4 feet off the ground.
So you're crouched down behind this thing.
That's valid.
Yeah.
You do hear outside the soldiers being like, "Oh, you're a mandate vacuum." And then there's just a conversation happening outside, and you hear a lot of beats and boops. It would have been a different topic. Story if it was the other word I just said. But I think I think I'm gonna I don't know who's I'm gonna defy someone's expectations of me, and facing the resistance of the soldiers, not being like, oh, but we kind of have to. My droid, Shadow, is gonna like slide. It's like, no, my vacuum Shadow is gonna slide back, and then a hologram of me is gonna appear, being like, this is a top secret operation that you guys are not supposed to know about, and currently you're hindering my capacity to do my job. So I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave. I mean, Misa and Yusa. Misa needs Yusa to leave.
I like the idea the soldiers are just like, oh, sorry about that. Oh, my apologies. We didn't know that you were gonna be in this sector.
It's literally those two troopers from the Mandalorian. I mean, those two soldiers from the Woman DeLorean.
Yeah.
Which is a different AP. You haven't watched it. It's fine. It goes to a different school.
Yeah, no, different place. Oh, looks like we got the wrong droid.
Vacuum.
That's what they say. Yeah. Oh, it looks like you're not the droid we've been searching for.
Beep boop.
Come on, NPC number 2.
I think also one of them kind of believes it like immediately, but I think Shadow is stupid, and so before the second soldier leaves, Shadow opens the door to get back into the cockpit, and the soldier gets a very clear view of a non-mandate what's the word, liberation uniformed person just standing there like this in front of the door. Oh no, you said you hit, right?
Yeah,
you're right you hit. So never mind, the door opens, the door goes in and it closes, and then the guy just back out.
Yeah. We hear like the sound of them like reattaching the piece of our ship that they they cut off.
It's like a shrumping sound, like
yeah. I think that we have a shot of Podria who's like in like a smuggler like compartment in this, and there's just like a little bit of light across her eyes as she hears that, and then goes, okay, and then like pops out of like where she was hiding from,
and then very sassily Shadow hoovers over to the cockpit. There's a little hand that sticks out, very Chopper from Rebels, and then just turns the machine, like pushes the button to turn the machine on.
To turn the
Very,
ship
but
back
like
on.
super aggressively, like this motherfucker. And it just turns around and then connects themselves back into the ship and begins to pilot away from the two bow tie fighters.
Yeah, I like that.
We got out of that one.
I think I'm gonna do a vulnerable move and cause collateral damage to someone who didn't have it coming, and it's gonna be emotional damage, unfortunately, to Jack.
Emotional damage.
And I think I'm going to start, like, I'm gonna go over to like where the ship, like where they cut through it, and kind of and just be like, great, okay, so we're gonna have to explain that to the Liberation of how this happened, and now I had to let Kheine'e know that I have the dirt on him, and if they just would have sent us with like an actual pilot, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm not like
I'm not like aggressive bee boops from the corner.
Yeah, so I'm like shading both of you. And I think I just start like kind of like under my breath just kind of like saying things of like, I've been saying that we need to get more training for these rookies so that stuff like this doesn't happen, and then my ass is on the line, and just like kind of like not saying it to Jack, but just like saying it to myself as I'm trying to like fix what just happened. But Jack definitely can hear me.
I feel like as Podria's like turned away and saying all these things, Jack is just over there kind of like, he's like, he's gonna say something, and then he hears the like actual pilot part, and then he's like, oh. And then there's the audience, oh.
You guys hear Joel through the metaverse being like, "You take that back! You take that back now!"
Yeah.
And then he goes and sits on the like couch and quietly.
Oh, technically,
sits down, does nothing.
Technically, I did a vulnerable move.
Then take a token.
Yeah, you get a token.
Because I lied to a comrade about my capabilities or intentions. Would that count?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, I think this makes sense, unless either of you have something else that's happening on the way. I think it makes sense for us to then be at the place that we're basically hijacking a mandate like vessel and uniforms so that we can sneak onto the base, correct? That's like the plan.
Yeah. We gotta go land on Croissant.
I agree.
Good.
Yeah.
Is Kheine'e? Are we going to where Kheine'e is? Like, are we meeting up with Kheine'e? Like,
after you get the ship.
Okay,
yeah.
after we get the ship, then
Is Kheine'e on Croissant?
No. We're actually in Mustache, far.
Mustache far. I like
Mustache that. Over there.
Yeah.
It's a joke. There's a planet called Mustafar.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
No, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, the famous line, "I have the high ground."
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Speaking of, I have the high ground. If you want to play a game inspired by that.
I can never think of that line without thinking of Bananakin. It's
You can buy a very good game called I Have the High Ground. That's by Jess Levine, who wrote Going Rogue. And I just put the link in chat. Yeah, so we're going to this place. Do we think we did just have like kind of an interaction with the mandate? Is it, and this isn't, since this isn't like our main mission, do we want to have like another scene of us like accomplishing this? Or is it better if we just like the next scene, it's us with the ship with the disguises? Like what are we interested in?
Let's go. let's do one accomplishing this because Jack needs to redeem himself.
Yeah, that's true. Cool. Do you have an idea of like what the situation is that Jack redeems himself, or like what strong move you might use?
All right. Last scene, Jack was sitting on the sofa. The vacuum was over near the pilot's seat, and Podria was cursing to high heavens about how everybody's so incompetent. And that scene lifts as the scene fades away, and then in comes from the side. That's the way it looks. As we sit there crouched behind a couple containers on some random planet, insert planet name here, watching a couple of guards guard a ship with a third one on board doing something.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Padre. I'll take the two outside. I'll distract them. You take out the one inside. Yeah.
Okay.
Beep boop.
All right. Okay. Time to put my acting skills to the test. And I'm gonna use a token here to do this. And I'm gonna use the token succeed in something totally new, because he's never done this before. Succeed in something totally new using only beginner's luck. And he's like, and he steps out from behind the crate, and he's like, "Hello, mandate scum."
they're immediately like, "Hey, where did he come from?" And like get taking blasters out and like reacting to this.
Well, hold on. No need for those. I know I just called you scum, but it's not derogatory. It's the opposite of derogatory.
I don't know. It sounds pretty derogatory to me.
One of them just goes, "Oh, and that's the joke that Steve makes all the time." Yeah. Are you friends with Steve?
Steve's a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole. It's true.
Yeah. You get it. You see? You understand.
Yeah, it's like one of those like problematic jokes where you make fun of people that are like, well, not probably they're fine, but you just kind of poke fun of them.
Yeah. Look, here, come here. I'll show you some of the. I got some here on my nondescript screen that moves.
Oh.
I guess. Come on by.
Oh well, hold on. I want to see what this is.
Yeah, I want to learn more about this guy. This guy's got some interesting ideas.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, and then there's a list of them. Right? Yeah, that's my cat, and I like turn around.
Yeah.
This my.
Podria's face is just like completely blank, but her eye twitches a little bit as she goes off towards inside the ship.
You know, I've never seen a love cat of that particular hue.
It's rare species, rare.
Really?
You know, won it in a card game one time. It's
Really?
true. It's yeah. Just they were like, yeah, I'll bet you this ultra rare
Shiny cat?
Yeah, that I have. And then they're like, I was like, yeah, sure. And I beat them, I had the worst hand you could ever have, but I bluff really good. Yeah, I'm really good at this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, imagine your friend of Steve. He went through improv class once.
Yeah. Steve is
Yeah.
I learned it all from Steve.
Oh, don't tell him that. It'll go to his head. That's a really massive.
That's why I always tell him.
Hey, do you remember that they had to make him a custom helmet? What a loser.
Head's so big, right?
Yeah, gigantic.
It's so big. You probably fit 7 of these like cats in there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we tried once. It was like 5.
Yeah, you gotta go for the world record.
Yeah.
I think this is not specifically a move, but I think I think it would be funny if this happens. So I think
I'm in immediately.
as this conversation is happening, there's just the sound of like pew pew, and like the two soldiers that you're talking to just both collapse. Podria comes out and is like,
What the?
okay.
Oh.
Got it taken care of.
All right, sorry you did now. And then he goes.
I just imagined the one that was talking about the cat is still alive. And he's just like, wait, do you not know? You actually don't know, Steve?
Where you're like being like tied up, we're like taking the uniform off.
Yeah.
I like bend down real close.
I trusted you.
I'm sorry. This
is why all of you liberation people just are gonna get killed, because you play with people's emotions like this. Oh, like,
I mean, it was pretty obvious. I'm wearing the uniform. It's your fault.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna. You just attack him.
I think it would be even funnier if you punch him the first time, but he has a helmet, so it doesn't work. And then you just take it off and then punch again.
Sorry about that.
That's very good. And then yeah, we just see
why are you hitting me? Stop!
The ship is just taking off.
Go to sleep. Yeah.
And my vacuum just climbs over all of them and goes to pilot the ship.
Yeah, I pat Jack on the back and say, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
I did not think that was gonna work. I have to be honest.
Neither did I, honestly. I thought it went terribly, but sometimes I surprise myself with how awesome I am.
Can I give you a tip?
Sure.
Next time someone says they didn't think that something you're gonna do was gonna work, don't say that you also didn't think it was gonna work. It does not inspire confidence for future endeavors.
But doesn't the success in and of itself speak towards the future endeavors anyway?
Not if it was an accident.
Beep boop.
You don't have to kick them all these down, Shadow.
I don't know. What do you think, AC2? AC2 just kind of goes like... Why is everybody against me always? Okay.
I think that's another wipe cut. That's a good button for that. What do we think the base that we're infiltrating looks like?
It is a...
We already did the croissant joke.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say a pie, but that's how they look normally. Like a slice of pie.
Mm-hmm.
What about a square cut of cake?
I was actually thinking squares, because like the mandate is super utilitarian, and they like plain like squares and like boring shapes.
Yeah, I feel like it has kind of the vibe. I was trying to fix my light and then I just made it go crazy. It has kind of like the vibe of like brutalist architecture, where it's just like very like this big cube. I imagine, even though it's
just the face of the leader of the mandate put in machine form. It's like, just a big ass head.
I like that. I think it's been here for so long. Like, even though it can move, I think it doesn't move like that often because it's like so big. So I imagine there's like some places where like foliage has like kind of grown up around it, almost making it seem like a building. Like, some people would just be like, oh yeah, this is just like a building that's here, but it's actually this huge like mobile base. That's very cool. I think I might trigger a mandate move.
Ooh.
Foreshadow a larger threat and gain a token. And what could be the larger threat that's here? because I feel like there has to be something. There's something unexpected here that is gonna make this go south for us. So maybe. Oh, go ahead. Do you have an idea?
I was gonna say, can I throw out one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I imagine we're watching it. We're all just kind of like getting ready to do our job.
Mm-hmm.
And as we see, as we're like kind of scouting the place, we see the person we least would ever want to see, and that is Lord Saber.
That's good. That is what I was like thinking as well. So yeah,
that is actually the same thing I was thinking.
Good. Then we're good.
Not the name.
But... Yes, but like the same.
What name were you thinking? You got a better one?
Father Shanks.
I like Lord Saber. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's just Darth Maul. Darth is dad, so father. But then Maul is like a type of damage you can inflict onto someone, like chanking.
Yeah.
Which is stabbing in the hindquarters.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that could be a different person.
That's like his assistant.
Yeah, his assistant comes in later. Yeah, I think we see. I like the idea that Lord Saber is maybe like kind of a big, like hulking type of alien. Like I'm almost picturing like a Rancor, but like smaller and more humanoid. And with this,
but in perfect health. Yeah.
In perfect health, yeah. And with like a big cape, of course, and what are they called in this? What are the lightsabers called in this setting? They're Nova blades or something like that.
No, Astra blades.
Astra blades, yeah. Has one of those like.
I remember that because I wanted one.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, Astra blade. So like has an Astra blade clipped to his side and is like going into this base, and I think there's like a collective like kind of like ooh fuck like moment from us as we see like this is gonna be a little bit tougher if Lord Saber's here.
I think I'm part of the welcoming party.
Oh, I like that a lot.
So I was supposed to be there to like guide you on how to get into the planet. I'm gonna make things harder for myself. Mm-hmm. This is why people should not allow me in GM-less games. I think I was supposed to guide you guys into the planet, but because of his unexpected arrival to do an a surprise inspection or something, I have to be with him, so I cannot communicate with you guys on how to handle. So I'm just like I'm that dude in the hangar that's just kind of awkwardly standing there, kind of like just T-posing a little, just waiting.
Very good. I like that a lot. I think that's also a good place for us to take our break because we're an hour and a half in, and usually this is around the time that I take a break. We just had a reveal of Lord Saber. So I think that's a good place to have a little break. So chat, we are going to be back in 15 minutes. While we are gone, you can see more information about all of us players. There'll be some little bios that'll be cycling through on the screen. And then also this is a good time to get a drink, get a snack, take a bio break, and also buy the game that we're playing, which I will now give you the link to. So yeah, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Extal, Joel, do you want to say goodbye to chat?
No.
Goodbye, chat.
Goodbye. Felicitations, adventurers! We are back with the second half of our game of Going Rogue 2nd Edition by Jess Levine. And we've had a very exciting first half. Our characters, Caneblade, Jack, what is your character's last name? Jack? Locke. And then Podria, have been sent on a mission, that has a high chance of failure, a high chance of going sideways, and so far it has a few times, but we've managed to dispatch some soldiers and make it to...
I will never forgive you.
Oh no. And make it to the base that we were trying to infiltrate to either extricate, is that the right word? Extricate the Womandalorian, who's going to be used to make a lot of clone soldiers.
So yeah, get careful.
Yeah, I corrected myself. Some clone soldiers. We can either
replicant.
Replicant. Yes. You're
Yeah.
right. Replicant soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
We can either kill her or get her out of here. We'll see what happens when it happens. And we introduced this unexpected enemy, the terrifying Lord Saber, who is unexpectedly here at this base. I think, and I mentioned this pre-stream, that it would be a good time to introduce how you make NPCs in Going Rogue and Galactic, which is characters have different traits, and those traits allow them to make different moves. This is for NPCs. There are some traits that are specific to Going Rogue, and then there are also traits in Galactic. Each trait comes with like moves that it makes the NPC able to do, and the NPCs are also associated with pillars. That's how they get their tokens, and that's, you know, how we keep track of things. So I'm gonna read through all the traits that are from Going Rogue to see if we think any of those would fit. Usually an NPC has 1 or 2 traits. I think for Lord Saber it makes sense to have 2 traits because he's a pretty, you know, scary guy, so having more things that he can do would be good.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it was big.
He is big as well. So
I like to think he's like
I can fit all the traits in this background.
He's got a full head of hair.
Oh, I like that.
So you're just gonna end
like
it there, a full
sticks.
head.
that look. This is like one strand of hair that just sticks up in a curl on the top.
Oh, it's a very specific hairstyle. I like that.
Since we're describing him, I imagine him being like a flesh General Grievous.
Oh.
But because he's so big, he has like really, really long arm hair, and it's braided.
Oh.
So he has like braid that just goes from like up the arm, each arm, except one. That one's not combed. He kind of had to get here, and didn't have time to finish his
one
routine.
uncombed arm.
The thing about people with his genetic makeup, right? Their arm hair, specifically their arm hair, no other hair,
Of course,
is hard as steel. So these braided arm hairs serve a purpose, in which he will use to like block attacks sometimes. You know, because it's tough. Can't cut through it. You know.
He also wears a button-down shirt open that's like covered in flower decor, and then he has a wife beater underneath.
Good. And a cloak. We also described
And
it as a big black cloak.
He was on the way for like vacation time.
So he's gonna be really pissed off that
he's angry.
Was interrupted.
He was told by his teacher, Lord Insidious.
Sure.
That he had to do this. He also has on like purple jorts.
And to show his true evil, he has sandals with socks on.
Yeah. This is good. We're getting a very good picture of Lord Saber.
And because we are in a space station, there's basically no sound right now because there's no music playing, because obviously that's not how reality works. You can hear the...
Ironically, your mic did not pick up any of the sounds that you just made.
It's the sound of the chancla walking, all right? I don't know what you want from me.
But he's also so incredibly buff that he's a mouth breather. So
you can hear him coming.
So he's like, he's here.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that we're alternating between things that are intimidating and things that are very not intimidating. So this is good. I'm going to list some of the traits he could have. The traits from Going Rogue are cautious. More traits, yeah. Cautious, desperate, independent, petulant, trusting, or vengeful are the traits
Mm,
from
so-
going rogue.
Vengeful.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
For Excel and for chat,
Uh-huh.
what
Not
does
for you.
petulant mean?
Petulant is like childish. So some of the petulant moves are complain, narc on someone, have an explosive outburst at someone. Are the some of
Oh, the Kylo
moves.
Ren treat. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And arguably the Darth Vader. Like Darth Vader definitely has petulant outbursts.
It's true. So the Sith way. I
The
see.
Sith, yeah, the Sith can be petulant.
I mean the Bith way.
yes, yeah.
The Biff.
There
The
are
Bethany way.
also, I think 30 something traits in Galactic.
Let's just pick the first 3.
Well, I'm not going to read all of the 30 traits
Thank
in
God.
Galactic. I'm just saying that for the benefit of anyone who hasn't played the game.
I understand.
But I think some of them could fit for this. So, for example,
I like petulant.
Petulant could be one. We could also have one of the traits from Galactic is mercenary. Commanding is another one.
Randy's pretty good.
Ancient is one.
That's why he breathes so hard.
Yeah. Wise,
He's-
inventive. I think. Let me see. There's also cynical. I'm gonna look at what mercenary does.
I like ancient. I like. I would love. To be
Let
like
me
this
see what the
An
dude.
moves are for
impetuous
ancient.
ancient being.
Impetuous.
He's ancient, but he goes, "No, I want my milk now.
Ancient.
Give it to me.
The moves for ancient. I
Where
don't know.
is my bottle? Where is my blue milk?"
The moves for ancient, I don't know if they fit kind of what we're thinking. The moves for ancient are tell a story from long ago, draw a parallel between then and now, and ask how are you going to do better than what came before. I don't know if that fits with our scary villain.
Can we mix and match? Can we take the ask how you do better than those that came before? 'Cause I love that one. I feel like that fits this character's personality.
Yeah, we could do that. So I'll do that. And move
But
it
I
to
also
the
like
thing.
the vengeful trait that you said before.
Yeah. Okay, so let me look at the ones for vengeful.
Vengeance. It's pretty good.
Vengeful, the options are reference a time you were wronged and gain a token, arrive at the worst time for someone and give them a token, or declare that you will never forgive someone and give them a token.
That sounds good because he did just arrive at the worst possible time for us.
That
Yeah.
is true, so we can get a token if we take that trait, which I think is a good one.
I think
I'll
that's
add
good.
that.
Yeah, I
Which is
think
not
I
at
like
all
that one.
meta.
Do we want to add have an explosive outburst at someone from petulant?
I think so.
You have to. You have to.
All right.
Like it's the Bethany way.
The Bethany way.
Yeah, because I said Sid and then I
yes.
said Biff and then Bethany's
Yeah.
like right there.
Bethany.
All right. We've got Lord Saber. Oh, that formatted weird.
Lord Saber.
Do you think that if there's people in this world called Luke, there's like a Bethany out there in Star Wars?
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
That
a
would be
Bethany
fun.
in Star Wars.
Probably a Chris too.
Oh
And a
God.
Brad.
It could be anything. It's an infinite universe. All right.
Chad.
You would think, but they focus on like 3 people, like always.
Yeah, that's true. But that's not
My
the
name-
universe. That's just George Lucas is doing that. So
My name is Chad Solo.
all right, we've got our Lord Saber. What do we want to do next?
I mean, if he just arrived, you guys need to enter the planet without my help.
I mean, you can still help.
Nope.
I feel like as the two of us watch Lord Saber with his awesome attire.
With his everything.
His braided arm hair, his socks and sandals, his
His
purple
shorts.
shorts,
Yeah.
his Hawaiian shirt.
his playera, the wife beater. I imagine he also has like a gold chain, and at the end of it is just his lightsaber, or sorry, his
Astroblade.
Astroblade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears a fedora too. What are we doing to this person?
I don't know. Sorry, Jess. I'm not
So
fun. I didn't
thinking-
do any of this, actually.
Oh, you enabled it. You chose us to be here.
I did,
It's
I
your
did,
fault.
it is.
You could have picked anybody in the world, and you picked us, knowing how we are.
Thank you, Melanie. Chad is out there.
Jess says she's delighted, so we're good. All right. Joel, you do keep making it so that your character intentionally isn't with us and can't help us.
Well, I mean, you're gonna be at the base. You're gonna be at the base.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Also,
As we're
Shadows with you
watching-
guys. I'm just saying.
As we watch Lord Saber, followed by two others and Kheiinne'e walk in,
It's just sound.
Jack looks at you and goes, "What are we gonna do now?" And then the scene changes, and then behind the large Lord Saber, we see Kheiinne'e. This is your solo scene.
yeah, Joel, kind of just take it away.
What do you do to to help us get inside?
Pretend that nothing is wrong
Mhm.
and walk as quietly as possible next to the Lord Blade.
Wait, I feel
Oh,
like he
Saber.
has his hands behind his back like this, like up high and interlocked,
Yeah.
and he goes,
There's a fidget spinner in the bottom too.
Kheiinne'e,
Hello, sir.
I am Lord Saber, as you know.
Yes, yes. Let me send you that.
How is my facility doing?
We're finishing preparations for a departure, sir. We shall be finishing preparations for departure, sir.
Good to know.
Yes. Would you like a tour? Would you like a tour?
Yeah. Yes, yes, I would.
Well, follow me, says sir. And I lead him away from the entrance.
Good.
And I kind of do a look around of sorry. And then I beep on a boop and on a booper, and then Shadow beat boops at you guys trying to communicate in Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
Vacuum speak.
Excel, were you gonna have Lord Saber to do something else, or are you just going?
Do you actually want? Do you actually
along?
want me to give you, like I say, a tour of the facilities? Or?
Yes.
Fuck. Well, here, as you can tell, is our hangar. We are currently docking the bow tie fighters as well as the sock tie fighters to make sure that they do not, jostle around and cause any unnecessary injuries. We're also loading a lot of the smaller gear into these fighters because we won't be able to use them. So we're using them as safe storage for more, smaller pieces. And if you continue this way, you'll see one of our hallways, and in true trademark hallway fashion, it's clean. Which it's more than should be said about this particular destination. But and then I lead him into the hallway and the opposite direction of when the Mandalorian is.
He does not follow, and he stays in the hallway, and he stops and he bends down. His bones creak as he does.
Are you all right, sir? Are you all right?
One of his four hands and swipes at the floor.
Fuck. Misa's fucked.
I suspect that you are exactly one vacuum short. I placed you in charge of this facility, Kheiinne'e.
The H is solid, sir.
The H is whatever I want it to be. And he's having an explosive outburst at you.
Good.
And all four of his arms come out. he rushes at you and puts all four of them on your arms. And he goes, I'm old, okay? I'm cranky. I haven't had my 15th nap today yet. When I don't have my 15th nap, I get a little. I get a little out of control.
No.
I think I'm gonna. My camera's dead. Great.
Oh no.
I didn't even touch anything. It's great. Well, you guys are gonna see a black screen while I don't know what the fuck is
We
happening.
might see the OBS logo shortly. Meanwhile, enjoy the full spelling.
I'm going to do a vulnerable move.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna get captured.
Ooh. You're back.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to like get his hands off of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that me touching this magnificent specimen of a monster would not sit well with his guards.
Ooh, yeah.
All 17, no, all 2 other guards that
All 2,000 of them.
They pulled out their modified spear blades.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in spears.
Yes.
I
like you kept blades the same, but you changed to Astra to spear. That's good. That's the naming convention.
The Spastra blade.
Yeah. And they point him towards you, and he still has his forearms around you, and he's like, you tried to touch me.
Well, technically, sir, you're touching Misa. You said touching Misa.
Oh, I am.
Yes, sir.
Still, you made me mad for a reason I can't quite put my finger on. So, you're going away and to the brig.
And I guess I get dragged to the brig.
Good.
You, random mandate soldier, you're now in charge. How long you been on the job?
3 weeks, sir.
3 weeks, no.
Qualifications secured. Be sure not to fail me, or I will kill you.
You can count on me, sir.
I don't know how to.
I'll track down that missing vacuum right away.
Yeah. The vacuum, my worst enemy.
Uh-oh. Shadow.
He falls asleep as he's walking.
It turns out my character is Shadow.
Yeah, it does seem like you perhaps will be playing Shadow. No, you can escape. You can narrate really whatever you want happening.
You get 2 tokens from that because you get a token.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Lord Saber.
I just need to remember what to do with these.
You can spend tokens to do strong moves. You can also do lateral moves and give other players tokens with your lateral moves. Cool. Yes, we see poor Cane Blade get taken away to the brig. And I think we probably see a shot of Jack and Podria getting into the base, because that seems like a significant enough like distraction and everything like that for us to be able to get in. We are kind of working towards another one of our fate triggers. What do we think could happen that is going wrong with the plan as a whole? So not just that Lord Saber is here, but also something that is going to make it difficult for us to accomplish our mission and get out safely. Do any of you have ideas for what that could be?
I imagine, and feel free to be like no, but because I'm still kind of using Lord Saber in a way for this.
Yeah.
I imagine because Lord Saber is here, the facility is le- less relaxed than they were before. And we originally expected like security's tighter. Because they're making sure that the ship is running cleanly because Lord Saber's watching, so they're all
Mhm.
on their toes even more. So, and just all around the security, the like the way the facilities run, um, is just tighter than it has been before.
I like that.
I would throw another wrench. They are now actively looking
For the droid, for
for
the
the
vacuum.
for the vacuum, for the
Yeah.
missing vacuum.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I think so we've been talking about this Mandalorian. Do we want to make up an NPC? Do we want to make her like an NPC with traits, or at least come up with a name where she is, like that kind of stuff?
I think her name should be Guffin.
I like that.
Last name Mac,
Mhm.
so it's MacGuffin.
Mhm. I like that.
Yep. That's all I have.
Guffin Mac.
It's just
Uh,
my
do we
Guffin
think that Guffin is like working here, or do we think that she's a prisoner here?
I think that she's. I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think they have her here as a prisoner under the guise of her, like tricking her, basically making her believe that she's not, but she is. Being like, no, it's just a job. Yeah, we'll pay you.
Yeah.
It's the whole the situation has changed. We're taking you with us. Can I leave? No. Are you kidnapping me? No. Not at all.
You're not being detained, but unfortunately you can't leave at this time.
Yeah.
I like that.
You
I
can
like
go
that a
whenever
lot.
you want to, but
Just to the hangar. You can't go beyond that.
You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave.
Yeah. We fed you a British treat, and now you're forced to always come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We love watery beans around here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the reference that Joel was making. I think Joel's referencing watery beans.
That's not what I was referring to. I was referencing Narnia.
We love beans right out of the
Yeah,
can.
in Narnia they give Edmund watery beans.
Is that what it is in the books? I thought. I thought.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was like a strudel or something, like a
Turkish delight.
That's it.
Which is like a jelly, like kind of fudgy
jelly
kind of
donut.
thing. Yeah, it's a jelly donut. Okay, so I think Podria and Jack are
Beep boop.
and Shadow, yes, are kind of doing like because we're in uniform, like we're in mandate uniforms. So I think trying to like look inconspicuous, but find out where Guffin is being held / is stationed. Let me look at my moves to see if I have anything that makes sense. I don't think I have any moves that are immediately coming to mind in this moment. Jack, do you have anything that you think would be good for this scene?
Let's see. Oh, I actually kind of do. I'm going to use a token.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to encounter someone with a similar past and convince them to assist the liberation.
That's very good.
So as we're walking, I see a mandate soldier who looks kind of like they don't want to be here, and I look to him and I go, "Hey, you okay?" Because Jack is nice, and he cares about others, and he's, "You okay?" And then the person goes, "Well, the mandate killed my family, and now."
They just immediately open up to Jack. Jack, hey, are you okay? Actually, no, the mandate killed my family.
And now I have to work here for them.
And I just don't know what to do now.
I'm like, you
They
know what?
they have
You
me on
know-
inventory duty. It's the worst.
You know what? You know what would be right for you to join this other army, that exists, and they're like, wow, that's really cool. Are you here to like infiltrate us? And he's like, yeah.
Podria
I'm
is
sorry.
watching this interaction, mouth agape. that
I'm
you,
sorry,
that
hold
you
on.
just walked up to a soldier and are like, "Do you want to join?" And Podria's like, "That is
What
not how
what
you
move
recruit
is
people."
this? What the hell?
And the guy goes, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. What do you need? And then Jack turns around and is like, we got somebody.
It's very good. Yeah, this is the move. Encounter someone with a similar past and convince them to assist the liberation. So that's what just happened.
Sure.
All right, let me look at some of the other moves that exist. I feel like it makes sense if then next we find Guffin, because I don't really know what else would happen between that and finding her. But maybe that soldier like knows where she is. Like that's the help is like, hey, yeah, you can go, like this is where she's usually stationed. What do we think Guffin looks like?
Let's go, Excel. We got this.
A DeLorean.
Uh-huh.
A car.
Wig.
Yes.
With a wig.
Yeah. So
The wig is purple.
good. So I'm gonna interpret this
catchphrase.
generously. Yeah.
Her catchphrase is, that is the way.
Her second catchphrase is DeLorean time.
I have one small complication with the description, which is we did establish that she has genetic material that is going to be used to duplicate. Which
You open the trunk of the car and there is a whole ass human.
okay. So
No, this is how we mash up cars, right?
yeah.
Yeah, genetically alive, organic car.
Yeah.
Organic
Engine, big
car.
ass heart.
Yeah.
Pistons, joints.
I have a compromise
Okay.
that I'd like to offer.
This is the first time ever Taylor has been like, no, I will not get Santa's bullshit. I refuse. Enough is enough.
This is
I gave you the Gungan. I gave you the feed. No more.
I just stopped the stream.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. We're done.
I have a pitch. So what if the Mandalorian Guffin is like an android? So part like organic, part no, not a vacuum. Part organic, part like robotic. So
Cyborg. That's the word.
cyborg. Yes. That's what I'm looking for.
Cardboard.
Yes.
Okay.
So she has some DeLorean-like attributes, but also is partially organic.
Oh, like a transformer.
Yes.
You mean a former?
A shift former.
A shift former, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a cis former, but the point is that it changes, so it couldn't be.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Oh, so wait, does that mean she's got wheelies?
Sure, yeah, she can have wheels.
Sick.
Yeah, she has like the Healy kind of shoes. She still has purple hair. I think that's
She, like, walks
good.
around.
Her face
Leads
looks like the
around
front
the
of a
facility.
car.
Her face looks like the front of a car. That's fine.
Yeah, like you know those Yankee Jeeps?
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
What is she doing? What do you think? What do you think her job is here that we find her doing?
Wait. It's like
Weights? She's just lifting weights.
Oh no, I meant waiting, like as in and like just staying, just there, waiting for the
Her job
for
is
the next
her
experiment.
job is
Yes.
to wait.
Well, I mean, because if you're a donor, right, you kind of have to wait to then don. Or
I
Yes, that's
so
true.
I imagine she's just kind
here's
of there.
We want her to be like a
here's
good fighter. Oh, sorry, Excel, go ahead.
It's
I was
true.
gonna say here's something that I feel like um will reveal the rapidly closing window part
Ooh,
of this.
yes.
Oh.
So I feel like the chance to escape is this. We found the woman DeLorean,
Mm-hmm.
right? We found Guff and Mac. And this is our chance to get out and succeed with the mission. But at this moment, the space between would like to make a move.
Ooh, yes.
You made the space
And
between be with you.
the space between will reveal an old secret or new truth. New truth is what I'm choosing,
Mm-hmm.
and give them a token. So to Podria, as we're approaching the area where Guff and Mac is, a new truth is revealed to you. In all of time and space stands still around you.
Did you leave the stove on?
A large figure that is simply what you can only describe as a form of light, indistinguishable with features, only light, but a voice emanates from it. Your friend has been captured by Lord Saber. They will prove most useful in escaping. Perhaps you should save them.
Ooh,
And then
Oh, go
it
ahead.
goes away.
Yeah. Ooh. Podria feels like this pang of sadness because I think she's kind of closed herself off to the space between because of her ex, basically, who was maybe connected to the space between. And so this revelation, she feels like just this pang of sadness and like her memory of her life before she really was as much in the liberation, before she lost so many things. And I think she is torn right now because the easiest thing to do would be to get the woman DeLorean and just leave, you know, because like already Lord Saber is here, so the plan's kind of like messed up. It doesn't make sense to wait until we're out in space because like there's so many other things, like we could just risk it and take her out. But has already lost so many people that even though she and Kheine'e don't necessarily get along, she doesn't feel right leaving him here to have to deal with Lord Saber, and because she knows that like probably the truth will come out. Like there's been enough like conversations and transmissions and things between them that Lord Saber will be able to find out that Kheine'e is a part of the liberation. And so is going to kind of okay. Jack, I think we were gonna have to take a little bit of a detour because I can't explain it. I can't explain how I know this. You probably wouldn't even believe me if I told you, but I think Lord Saber is on to Kheine'e and has him captured somewhere in here, and we need to get him, get Guffin, and then get out of here. You don't have to stay. If you want to get out of here now, it's the time to do it.
No. Our friend's in danger. You need to save him.
Friend is a strong word, but I agree with you. I am going to...
Even you? Even you, Shadow doesn't even consider Kane a friend?
And I'm going to use the lateral move of ask someone to put themselves at risk for the mission and give them a token if they do. And I'm going to give that token to Jack for agreeing. So I think we should cut back over to find out where Kheiinne'e is and what that situation is.
I'm in the brig. I have been my gear has been extricated from me and I'm just in my clothes. I never mentioned it, but I had 2 sticks. Now they're gone.
Oh no.
I mean, they're technically like they're supposed to be like a batons or whatever,
Yeah.
but I forgot to mention them and now they're not important because they're not here. But I'm in the brig and I'm just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
The guard walks up to
Can't
your
really.
cell.
Oh, okay. Something's happened. Yes, Henry. What do you want?
You thought you were better than me.
I
Just
did
because
not.
Just because Saber made you the boss. But now
That's how
look
the
at
hierarchy works.
you. Behind bars with nowhere to go. The boss of what? These 5 feet of cell. My, how the mighty fall.
I'm gonna get close to the door, like aggressively. I'm gonna bang my hands against the door and say, "You are only in charge. Yusa is only in charge until I get out of this cell, or until Misa gets out of the cell, because you are a doo-doo head."
Fine.
And then I'm going to use find yourself capture, my strong move. Find yourself captured and have the skills to get yourself and only yourself free.
Good.
So as I get close, I'm going to reach out, grab him, and just slam him against the cell,
Yeah.
and then just take the key and then set myself free.
Yeah. I like the idea that that's when Jack and Podria come in. Is like you're like unlocking and leaving.
Kane, we come to...
What is Yusa doing here?
We're saving you.
Yeah.
What? Misa don't need saving.
I mean, you did until you didn't.
I mean, you don't have any of your stuff on you, so...
I'm going to use a lateral move to remind someone of a perspective they've forgotten. And I'll give them a token if they really hear it. And I'm going to say, Misa is not important. The mission is important. If we fail mission don't happen. Bad guys keep back. Misa. Doesn't matter. Mission does.
Yeah, I'm gonna nod and just say, why do I always make the same mistake? And I'll take
Beep
that
boop.
token.
My robot turns around and walks away. Well, slides away. He's like, okay, bye. Just goes.
Okay, well, we know where Guffin is. So if we can get her, then we can still do the original plan. Get her, take an escape pod, get out of here, get back to planet, and then get back on our ship. There's, and I think at that point there's like the rumble as like the
It's
base.
exactly. That was what I was gonna say too. And then suddenly the ship takes off.
Yeah.
And now we have a short amount of time to
Yes. Yeah, I think that is so. We talked about this during the break, but that is triggering our second, like for sure triggering our second fate move, which is reveal the chance to escape within a rapidly closing window. Fated characters must choose individually whether to retreat or forge on to the objective. Those who retreat are spared this fate and no longer share it, and so they must live to tell. It sounds like we're all just going head first towards the same fate. So I think with the rumble, that makes sense to the next thing. I was thinking, because we talked before about how the Mandalorian, it would make sense for her to be a very powerful fighter. So I like the idea that maybe like the busy work that she's been given is that she's training soldiers. So that,
Ooh, I did that.
then that puts her in a place where there's lots of other like soldiers and stuff around her. And makes the stakes a little higher. Also, Kylan, hello! Thank you so much for the raid. We are playing Going Rogue, which is a GM-less tabletop RPG that's inspired by things like Rogue One and Andor. Let me give you a shout out. But yeah, while I'm doing the shout out, do either of you two have like stuff you want to set up about the situation that makes it like dangerous that we are encroaching on it, makes the stakes a little higher?
I do. Oh, you go first.
I was gonna mention that as we make our way towards the Mandalorian, we watch Lord Saber. Like we're walking here, we see him in the distance crossing over in the direction we have to go. Like he's on his way to visit Mandalorian.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh no.
You got something?
That's not good. I was also gonna to add to that, make the stakes even more higher.
Of course.
I also imagine at the same time, the alarm starts going off as our naive friend who helped the liberation soldiers infiltrate this place is found, and he revealed our situation to the security. So now they're on high alert as well, looking for us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the three of us are together. It's like a thing where it's like wah.
Beep, Shadow's here.
It's Shadow still. Well, you said Shadow.
No, like he left. He was like being sassy, like, okay, fine, screw you. I won't save you again.
Okay.
Don't forget AC2 either.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that one doesn't count.
God, the five of us.
AC2's here.
Yeah, but that's tiny. It doesn't count. Too small.
The five of us are going down the hallways trying to find where where Guffin is, and all of a sudden the like red lights are going off and it's like wah, 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 and like there's troopers running past us. We're in like two of us are in trooper uniform. One of us is kind of supposed to be here.
Soldier. It's a soldier.
Sorry, soldiers are looking around, and I think I feel like this is I'm trying to think if I have a move. I don't think I do. So I think I kind of just am like, all right, we have to make our way over here and like go towards where Guffin is. Yeah, Joel, did you have something?
I have a question for you, Taylor.
Oh, okay.
It's from one of my vulnerables.
Oh, okay.
I ask you, how can you take advantage of me in this situation?
Ooh, that is good. I immediately, yeah.
I ask my vulnerable.
Oh
no! How can you take advantage of my naivete?
I'm just here to take advantage of. I think Okay, here's what I think happens. I think some of the soldiers recognize Cain Blade, and are like, wait a minute, like, and we can hear them kind of talking like, isn't he supposed to be in the brig? Like, kind of talking amongst themselves, and they start to turn around. And I'm going to. I know part of what I'm gonna do is to take advantage of Kheine'e. I still have my trooper or my soldier helmet and everything on, so I'm gonna grab Kheine'e's arm and say, Lord Saber told me to take him to another containment facility, something a little bit more secure. And I think, how can I take advantage of your naivety? Did you have something in mind, Xtel, that that would be me taking advantage of your naivety? Or you're just throwing it to me?
He is very like gung ho about fighting the mandate, so he could prove to be a good distraction.
That's true. Okay, so I think I know what it is. I think with Kheine'e having reminded me that the mission is what's most important, I'm going to say I'm taking Kheine'e Blade to this more secure facility, and I'm going to pull off your helmet, Jack, and I'm gonna say, and like kind of grab your arm and shove you to these other officers and say, this one's what the alarm is about. Take him somewhere, lock him up. I don't have time for this. And just shove Jack towards these other soldiers, because I'm thinking like, okay, if there's somebody that's not going to be as useful in this next part of the mission, it's going to be Jack, unfortunately. So I'm shoving you towards them as like a sacrifice.
I imagine as you're like moving away and like moving, if you turn around, you just see Jack just
Oh,
taking out the soldiers. He's like fighting. There's like a bunch of them, and he's just going, and he's actually pretty good. And he's actually not having trouble taking out these generic soldiers.
yeah.
But he's just, they just keep coming, and he's just sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to just quickly walk away, like dragging Kheine'e Blade with me towards where the Mandalorian is.
For a second, the audience, not any of us, because we're too invested in what's happening, but the audience notices that Kheine'e looks back in concern for a second before going around the corner. Just like that 1 second of like, are they going to be okay? And then to go.
I'm gonna do a vulnerable move and say under my breath, to myself and to Kheine'e, you're the one who said it, the mission is bigger than any of us. And just kind of keep my mind on what we're doing and head toward the Mandalorian.
I think he doesn't say anything, but hear a sad whistle from my vacuum.
Yeah. It's like, I think the thing that is happening next to Kheine'e Blade and Podria is, I can't remember if this is a mandate move. Or maybe I'm just thinking, I think I'm just thinking of the fate move. Okay, we turn a corner and we see this cyborg woman who is still like kind of training some of the other soldiers who are here. They're not dispatched with whatever the alarm is. I also think the alarm stopped going off maybe because the other soldiers were like, we captured the person. So so she's training them, which is like probably like 5 or 6 soldiers with her. So the objective of our mission is in sight, but it lies behind a grave obstacle. And I think we already said that we wanted for Lord Saber to be here as well.
I
Correct?
imagine he's like on the stands, like in the bleachers up top, and just watching
Yeah.
down on the whole scene.
Yeah.
He's actually asleep, isn't he?
But he sleeps with his eyes open, so we don't know that he's asleep.
He's taking his 16th
And because we
nap of the
have shadow, we don't hear the low grumble of the rumble of the sleeping.
Yeah.
Can I make an addition to a couple additions more to how Guffin Mac looks?
Yeah.
She's at least 6'5".
Oh, here we go.
And she's absolutely ripped. That is all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect.
I knew that's exactly what he was saying. He was gonna say.
You know me well.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking. I look over at Kheiinne'e and say, "Okay, what's our next move?"
Go in there. Take her. Somehow survive being attacked by all of those guys. And get out.
Straight on combat is not my strong suit. That's not why I'm here.
That is okay. Not every scenario needs to be resolved by combat Misa things. And I'm gonna turn to Shadow. And I'm going to demonstrate a skill that no one around me knew I had, which is I'm going to there's a compartment in Shadow that pops open, and from within there's a tiny blaster. And with that blaster, I'm going to shoot at a thing in the ceiling, and water just begins to into the room. But it's with it's like tiny, and I hit it really well. And that's the skill that nobody knew I had. That I'm a good marksman. And so everybody here is just like, "Oh no, my helmet's gonna get wet." No.
Yeah.
My helmet.
I think I have an idea for something that could happen. I'm trying to figure out how to set it up. I think as the soldiers are kind of like scattering, I think Podria is going to say, "Okay, Kheiinne'e, I think the best way that we should handle this is you get the Mandalorian. I'll make sure we have a way out of here."
Misa thinks that's a good idea.
Okay.
And I start going towards the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take off and like go, like, I think I just like jump into like a vent or something. Like it's like I'm gonna like go
That's
to
kind
like...
of sus.
I was just, you beat me by that
Oh,
by half a second.
You jump into the vent and you hear the Among Us theme.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, it's even funnier because you are an imposter pretending to be a
Yeah.
member of this crew,
That's
and
true.
there are sabotages that are happening.
That's very
It's plot
true.
twist. This is not a Star Wars stream. This is an Among Us.
We've tricked you the whole time.
Yeah.
This is Among Us.
That's the whole point. You
We're
know?
doing Among Us.
Among Us TTRPG.
You know what? I'm gonna throw in a funny little not wrench, more like a, let's say, like a coconut in the gears.
Okay.
I think as you're traveling through the vents, you get the scent of something rancid.
Uh-oh.
And around the corner, you see who you didn't know was on the ship, but it's totally they're gonna totally be on the ship right now.
Uh-huh.
You see Ander,
Uh-huh.
who is he's just this what's the name of the he's just this Garmorian. I'm gonna call them this piggy, who lives in the vents. He's just my partner in crime. He just lives in the vents.
Do you think Podria knows anything, like, knows who this guy is?
I don't
actually,
think
I
so.
think we said she, her for Ander. So knows
Yes.
who she is.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows much about Ander, even me. Ander's just kind of a troublemaker that lives on the ship, and I've just befriended her. Yeah, she is the true imposter.
Is she doing anything, or she's just in the vent as I'm going in?
She was in the process of eating, and then as soon as you notice her, she notices you, and then she just goes.
I'm gonna vanish without anyone noticing. I don't know what to do with this information. I disappeared down another vent. I don't have time for this. Looking
directly at you, she's just like,
I just fade away.
Where did you go?
I throw a smoke bomb.
She's just gonna start heading after you, but like she doesn't know where you went, so she just kind of goes up to that spot and is just like, strange. What a weirdo.
I like that a lot.
Eat sandwich and vents.
Cause
personal weirdo.
I wanted there to be more, but I think that's perfect.
What I'd love to know what either Kheine'e or Jack are up to now, since we've all three separated from each other.
I got something for Jack specifically, actually.
Okay, go. I want to hear it.
You're in your prison cell. Because you get captured, because let's face it, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not a super person. Yeah.
And suddenly the door opens on its own.
I walk out.
You walk out. There's nobody there.
I book it.
Okay. As you book it, you go around the corner and just slam directly into Shadow, who just goes. He was like that, and then just goes, and just slides across the ground because he's a vacuum, and he propels himself by reverse vacuuming.
You telling me to follow you? Did King fall down the well?
Just keep going. It's not. You haven't helped at all. He's just panicking.
He's following.
He's moving very slowly. Anyway, you stand him up, and he's just like beep boop.
That way?
Beep,
okay.
Beep.
Yep.
Beep beep.
Yep.
He goes the other way.
Oh, damn it. That's Jack's way to...
You start noticing that he pauses around corners, and you hear footsteps. And once this is clear, then he moves. Also, this is me doing my strong move of defying expectations, because secretly in a scene that will be revealed later, in a deleted scene even, I actually took a second to command Shadow to go help Jack. So this is
you'll find it on the Blu-ray.
You got to pay for the Patreon for the full extended version.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a Patreon, but there should be if there isn't.
That's what we didn't say is that actually all three of us got together a week ago and just in advance recorded deleted scenes that we
This is actually a rerun.
Yeah, this has all been
But we cut out parts.
pre-recorded,
It's just
yeah.
we're so good that we
pretended-
just remove
And
parts
I
without
knew in
even
advance
noticing
what
the
people
cut.
were gonna say in
Yeah,
chat.
we
to respond.
pretend-
That chat is actually
make-
fake. We added
Yeah,
those.
the bots.
It's not true, for the record.
Yeah, for anyone who's here is thinking, am I a bot? We are joking. You're
Am
not
I
a
the
bot.
shadow?
Is this the Matrix?
Is this fucking play about us?
Yeah, we made y'all think that we made all this up on the spot, but in truth,
You think we could
We're
come
going
up
out.
with a description of Lord Blade on the spot? Come on.
No, this has
Savior.
been
That level of detail and
deeply
sculpting of a
scripted.
character.
Excel,
Sorry,
what
tangent.
what were you gonna say, Excel, about your character?
So Jack, as we're like, as he's like snooping around with Shadow, just says to himself, "How could Podria do that?" And I'm gonna use a vulnerable move and say out loud, "I thought we were better than that." And then he just continues to follow Shadow to wherever Shadow is taking.
As you
Oh.
after you say that, Shadow begins to talk to you, and he goes, "Beep, burp, beep, burp, 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 beep, burp, 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 burp," in a very inspiring beeping sound.
A tear rolls down Jack's face.
Yeah. At one point, he stops, turns around, and there's like a little metal pincer thing that he uses his hands, and he just pats you on the knee, and then continues leading you.
I follow with renewed vigor.
Yeah.
And determination. We're gonna get Guffin Mac out of here. But my name isn't Jack Locke.
What? How is the scene with Kheiinne'e and Guffin Mac? What do you think after Podria left? Like, what do you think Kheiinne'e did?
Oh,
next?
it's going horrible.
I
We are
got you.
Matrix
I'll be
Reloaded
Guffin
in
Mac.
the water right now. Because I like sabotaging myself,
Mhm.
and I was given the power to do so. So I think it didn't. I don't think I even got to her. I think she noticed that I'm the one who activated the water
Yeah.
doohickey, and so now I am being absolutely destroyed in the not fun way by a muscle bound mama.
I think.
I
Oh, go ahead.
was gonna say, I imagine there's like one of those like slow motion moments of like where it's normal speed at first, right? Where she like turns around and sees you, rushes towards you, and then there's like a pause in her steps where it slows down, like everything goes in slow motion. She splashes into the water with her foot, and then with one of her metallic side, it's back to normal speed, and she throws like a punch to your side, and when it lands, it slows down. During the moment, it's like, and then it
Yes.
does that for every like punch that she throws.
Yeah, it's like taking a Street Fighter combo on a noob and just slowing it down. Because I am not a fighter.
I think as this is happening, when she has you like pinned, basically, like
Oh,
or
thank
at,
God.
at a disadvantage.
Thank God you took it there. I wanted to, but I didn't want to be selfish.
She has you pinned. Actually, let's say she has.
Taylor's like, no, I don't feel comfortable saying that, so we're not gonna have.
No, I'm gonna actually take it up a notch. So I think she kicks you like square in the chest and you fall on the ground, and she puts her boot on your throat and says,
I will die happy.
and she says, I gave Guffin, while you were doing your scenes, I gave Guffin Mac a couple moves. And one of them is ask someone, do you really think you can succeed, and give them a token.
Ooh.
And I think she has her boot on your throat and says that so only you can hear.
Lisa thinks. Success is not about chance, but about the determination to change one's fate. And I'm going to punch her leg and hurt my hand.
Are you are you going to get out of the pin, or are you
No,
just
I am
gonna...
not
Okay.
strong enough.
You do get a token, but
I'm not strong enough. I'm sorry.
I think with you having such a you see.
Well, you see, I have a vulnerable move that is get captured, so I'm gonna use it again.
Okay, so get another token. But here the other move that she has, I think she's gonna use, and she is going to. I think you see disappointment
Mm-hmm.
when you are not able to fight against her, and it doesn't seem like you have a chance to succeed at what you're trying to do.
Actually, can I reverse that
Yeah,
a little?
for sure.
I think I do that as a distraction.
Yeah.
And when she's not looking, I'm gonna pull out the same gun. I fucking have the gun near me. I'm gonna do the I'm being beaten, I'm on the ground and I'm reaching it to the gun, but it's like, oh, are they gonna get it in time? Oh, we know that they are, but we're gonna put it in suspense, even though everybody knows it's gonna happen.
Mm.
And then I shoot him.
Yeah. Ooh. I think she is taken aback and kind of steps backwards. Lord Saber, who has been asleep up in the audience, I think she is going to do another move, which is betray someone for your own gain and give them a token. And I think when you shoot her, she just calls out, "Lord Saber, the liberation's here!" Waking up Lord Saber.
Huh? He jumps down from the top, lands with a thud, and pulls out 4 Astra Blades in each of his.
I am immediately standing up with my gun out.
You betrayed me for the last time. Kheiinne'e Blade, if that is your real name. The H is silent in my ass.
It is my name.
And I feel like this is an appropriate moment for Jack.
Yes.
to use one of his strong moves, and I am going to use a token to find. No, sorry, not that one. Use one of your specialized skills to inspiring success. So at that moment, Jack was slowly walking into the area following Shadow, and then he sees Lord Saber about to cut down Kheiinne'e, and he no, the normal one, and then he goes and he jumps, and again this is in slow motion because it's super cool. He jumps, the water's trailing behind him from his powerful leap, and he kicks 3 times while in midair. 1, 2, 3, and each one of them lands right directly into Lord Saber's face, backing him up some. Lord Saber is, of course, not really fazed by it, just taken aback. And Jack lands in between Lord Saber and Kheiinne'e. almost did the thing with Kheine'e's name that I do with my name.
Kheiinne'e. Yeah.
and he stands up real tall and he goes, "You will fail tonight. By word of the liberation, we will succeed." And he stands in a fighting stance. And it's, whoa, Jack, wow, it's so cool.
Very cool.
It's inspiring the way he does it.
I love that you're dictating whether we are inspired or not. It's so wonderful.
And no, it says
No, I know.
I use
It's
it
just
to
funny.
inspiring success. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to be inspired. I'm just saying.
Okay, I kind of have a further complication, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a scum and villainy move to introduce or invite a betrayal and gain a token. And I think the betrayal
God
is
Don't do it.
It's not Podria.
Oh,
Be
that's
a lot
fine.
cooler if it was.
There's a character that hasn't come up yet that's an NPC that's one of my contacts. Who is named Tarp Dorka. And I think that I think
That's the best name.
I think we see a transmission. Like we cut away from the action of like all three of our characters, and we see a transmission in the like the base like communication center or whatever. And we see Tarp Dorka, who is a greenish blue alien with a shark's fin on his head, a proboscis like mouth, bug eyes with webbed hands and feet. And I think we just catch the end of the conversation as we're like seeing it unfold, as he's saying something like this is going to come at a steep price, so you better have those credits lined up in my account, and is going to be betraying all three of us, because I imagine some of the information that we have here Podria got from Tarp, that was like, okay, this is my criminal contact, this is somebody that I know, who is selling us out. And I think then we cut over to see Podria, who is getting to where the like escape pods and stuff like that on the base are, and sees like kind of as she's like running up to them, they start like getting shot off of the ship, and like basically is preemptive, hey, this is how these people are going to escape with this asset. And so whoever's in the like the communication center is like jettisoning all of the escape pods as I'm trying to like run up to them. And that is going to further trigger our shared fate. And I imagine we have like some kind of communicators or something like that. So I think as everything's happening with you two in this other thing, you'll hear like in your earpiece Podria saying, okay, I've got some bad news. Somebody tipped them off. We do not have escape pods. I don't know how we're gonna get out of here.
I think with us, like in a position where I don't think either of us can move without them attacking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just be like, Misa will send Shadow to the hangar. Meet them there. And Shadow's just gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, no, go. And then he goes.
I think Podria is gonna say, I think I can do what we need to do to complete the mission. Do not wait up for me if you find a way out of here.
I don't think I respond.
I do. The way out of here,
okay.
This seems less likely by the second. As he's like fighting like a saber.
I imagined we were kind of facing off. It was like like this conversation happening as we were about to start fighting, but before we actually got into fight.
I'm fine with that. That's better. Yeah, but he still says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Podria... Oh, no, I think she does respond. I think I'm going to use a lateral move and persuade a hesitant individual that an action is worth the consequences and give them a token if they listen. I think I'm going to say, Jack, if anyone's going to make it out of here, it should be you. I can take care of everything. Don't worry about Don't worry about Guffin. Don't worry about Lord Saber. I think I can get us out of here. You just need to get off of the ship. You need to get off the base.
He's fighting. I'm gonna roll a die.
Give it to Excel to find a way to roll dice and dice list to JPG.
You know, one day I'll learn. All right, Taylor, high or low?
I'll say hi.
Okay. Damn it, it's a nat 20. All right, it's high. I rolled a nat 20, everybody. It doesn't do anything, but it doesn't do anything at all. This is purely a me thing. There's no dice rolling in this game. This is just me. All right, but I got a nat 20, so
that's good.
I don't know, clap or something. Thank you. I feel good about myself now. So Jack is gonna be like, and he's gonna look to Kheine'e with and he's gonna nod, and then he's gonna turn him and burn him. He's running.
Yeah. What is Kheiinne'e Blade doing?
He doesn't run. I think that two of them start like they do the you fight this guy, I'll go get the other guy, and as soon as one of them starts going for the door, whichever of the two, I'm gonna shoot at them and just mostly focusing fire on the person we're here to kill. So I'm just like suppressing fire to make sure that they don't catch up to Jack specifically.
That was me doing Lord Saber's, blocking the blaster.
You just put your hands out and then the blade just goes like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a strong move. Reveal that a tool that I need is already on hand, concealed.
Oh, it's a mouse tool.
That's not what I was good. That's not what I was gonna say. What I was
got ears. Say cheers.
What I was going to say is I think I pull out like a data pad that has like a series of like numbers and things like that on it. And I think you see the data pad first, and then like it kind of like goes up and we see like a keyboard with like a little like computer readout, and I start like kind of typing into it. And little like message comes up that is like initiate self-destruct sequence, enter override code, and so like I start like kind of typing things in, and I'm like so far away, like I'm still by the escape pods, like where they got jettisoned from, so it's like I'm not gonna be able to make it to the hangar, definitely. Like as I'm typing this in, like I know that it's not gonna turn out good for me, but I'm gonna use a final strong move and commit to my principles in a moment of, it says collective uncertainty, I'm just gonna say uncertainty, as I hit like enter and the countdown starts.
I think I also am gonna make a sacrificial play. Because instead of, I know I cannot take these two down on my own. So instead, I'm going to do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of running away, I'm going to run towards them while shooting. And I'm going to tackle the Mandalorian, and I'm going to activate her grenades.
Ooh.
In hopes of just taking the two of them down with me.
Yeah. I really like that. So I like that, like, what we see is this like kind of smaller explosion start, and I think this goes into slow motion again, and it's like completely silent, but like this little like explosion, and then we cut to like an outside shot of the base and all these other small explosions from Podria initiating like the self-destruct, and are seeing like the base begin, and like of course the alarms and stuff are going off, and the base is like beginning to destruct.
And then it cuts to Jack running through the hallways, trying to get to the hangar.
Yeah.
Interposed with shots of Shadow setting up the machine to take everybody out and just waiting.
Yeah.
And then, Excel, it's your kid. It's you, man.
I feel like this happens, right? Jack is running through corridors, occasionally running into soldiers that are trying to stop him, pushes them out of the way, just kind of like bulldozes through them, and is going and going and going. He reaches the hangar bay, and he's very, very conflicted. He feels bad about leaving behind his comrades. And he gets to the hangar bay, and he's searching and searching. But she said to get to safety, okay? Like, I have to. Damn it! Why? Why would you throw me out? And then, and then he's looking for any ship to get on, and he's not finding any. No, this is mine. You let me do this. I got this. All right, you ready? He's not finding me. And then from behind him, he hears, but even heavier, as a very scorched,
Dang.
missing a couple of arms, and like kind of the leg dragging behind him, Lord Saber comes to, and you thought you could take me out. No, I can't fall asleep at the time. And he only has 2 arms now, and Jack just starts running from him. And I feel like Lord Saber reaches out and uses the space between to like pull Jack back to him, as like Jack's like struggling to like get away, and he's like being just sucked back, and he's turned around, and Lord Saber's like, all for nothing. We'll rebuild. We'll bring back another government. But you and your friends have failed and died for what? A couple days setback. And then he goes, how did you think you would differ from any who came before? And Jack is like, no. And I'm going to use a token to succeeding something totally new, using only beginner's luck. And he's going to push everything around him away, including Lord Saber, and slam Lord Saber into the ground, and then says, if we're going to die, so are you. And he's just holding him, using the space between as the self-destruct happens.
So we see the shot of Jack using this newfound ability to hold down Lord Saber. I think we see Podria like back to this console that she used for the self-destruct with her gun out, just like taking down soldiers as they're coming to try to like undo, like trying to like override the command. What do we see of Kheiinne'e Blade as the ship is exploding, as the base is exploding?
I think he's like super injured, leaning against the wall, kind of like on, like sitting on the floor, leaning against the wall. And he just pulls out his glass cigar. And he just
Yeah. I think the last thing that Podria is thinking about, and maybe we just see like her face and we see like kind of the lights from explosions around her as like it's being torn apart. And I think she's just thinking about the people that she knows, the people that are still alive after this, that she's left behind, and just thinking, I hope at least that this will motivate the people who remember me to do something to keep things like this from happening again. And that's like kind of the last thing on her mind as the ship is exploding, that like I hope this sacrifice will do for others what my losses have done for me.
I think in a similar vein, the last thing Kheiinne'e says is finally redemption. As he
What's last? Is there anything that Jack has as a final word or a thing that he's thinking?
I feel like as best as he can, he uses AC2, who's still on his back, for the first time ever in this whole conundrum. And he AC2. I'm saying this now. I'm calling it. I'm making an executive decision, and I'm saying that this has been true the entire time.
Okay.
AC2 has a long range broadcaster, because Jack's role in the on ground forces was to be a communicator, or whatever the term is. And AC2 has a long range communication signal. Doesn't know how far it'll reach. It doesn't know if it'll reach the home base this far out. And then he sends it out into the void, or whatever, hoping someone will hear it. And he says, is he still struggling to hold down Lord Saber? He's, for those who hear this, know that brave soldiers like Podria, Kheiinne'e Blade, gave their lives to stop Lord Saber and his insidious plans. They're the real heroes. They're the rogues.
The rogues too.
Jack Locke, and tell our story.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And then there's the last explosion. Joel, looks like you want to say something.
I think for the last scene is the explosion happening in a tiny little ship, unmanned, except by a little vacuum.
Oh, no.
It just flies out. And the engine sputters and it kind of just starts drifting in that direction, but there's hope. And as shadow drifts into the ether.
I love it. That's very good.
I have to add another one.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like I feel like for some reason, years later, and you can take this as not canon if you want, right? Years later, uh, years later, there's there is a very tall uh, android type person.
Thank you, person.
No, type person who has who has suckers on the bottom of his feet.
What is happening?
And he's sitting there and he lights a cigarette, an e-cigarette.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
I don't know where this is going.
I was
I'm so
I was
scared.
with the rogues when it all happened. Brave soldiers they were. But they made me a lot of money.
This is the guy that betrayed us. Is that what you're saying?
No, this is Shadow.
Oh!
I imagine Shadow took off with all the money that the Mandate had in that facility.
And then like made himself like a new body. Good. That's the spinoff. That's the Disney Plus show. Is Shadow's Adventures.
You know
what?
The
You know what?
DeLorean.
I think that part is the only canon part of the entire show. Fucking camera, what?
You've been cut off. Your computer doesn't want anyone to hear what you're saying.
Shadow does get a glow up, yeah.
That's the only canon part I support.
Yeah. That's our story of going rogue. Thanks both of you for coming on and playing. This was so much fun. It was a goofy time, but I think we got some serious moments. We had some self-sacrifice. That was a good ending.
They're really good serious moments until you remember what the characters actually look like, and then it just becomes absurd.
Yeah, until I remember that you're a noir Gungan.
And then our bad guy had like braids on their arms, and it was wearing a playa shirt, like a Hawaiian shirt.
It was a little more Spaceballs, I think, than Star Wars.
The saber hairstyle.
Yeah.
I took that the like little thing that sticks up as a hairstyle that some anime characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made famous by Saber from from the Fate series. Yeah.
I was like, I know that's like an anime thing, but I was like, I don't know if it has anything to do with what else is going on. But
I'm a Star Wars fan, so I'm not a nerd, so I didn't pick that.
Yeah, we didn't get that XL because we're not nerds.
It's okay.
Anywho,
I'm okay with being the only weeb here. So
well, the joke is that you're not, but.
Well, weeb. I don't know. I'm not a weeb.
Well, no, we are. It's in the name. It's weeb, not weeb.
Okay, we have to do our outro. Joel,
all right, let's end the stream.
Yeah, Joel, do you want to let people know who you are, what else you have going on, etc., etc.?
Well, sure. So hi, I'm Joel. I usually I was gonna say usually I'm on the internet with this particular username, but it's like for super reason. I am JOWOEL rights. So technically is Joe Owo L. Everywhere on Twitter, on Twitch. I am technically a streamer that streams every day on Twitch, except that I don't stream pretty much at all. I'm planning on starting to do like more frequent streams of like, I found a website where I can do jigsaw puzzles.
Ooh.
And I thought doing like a just chat and tap a stream and then just jigsaw puzzling it up is kind of like a cool chill thing to do at night. So I'm thinking maybe doing that. I have a TTRPG that I'm creating based on Sonic the Hedgehog. It'll never see the light of day. Not like it's a marketable thing. I also said Shadow the Hedgehog instead of Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it's one of those. It's fun.
We know who's your favorite.
It's great. I'm actually very proud of it. It's almost done. And then also I created and run Take Your Role, which is a platform by people of marginalized identities who run games for the purposes of giving tables and people of marginalized identities an opportunity to tell their stories in their own way. Currently, we have a vampire slash hunter crossover thing between, I believe it's Dirkwood and Urban Shadows, where two different tables are playing each. One table is playing the vampires, and the other table is playing hunters. And this next week is the last episode of them being separate, and then there's going to be two more episodes where they're all going to be together, and they either may fight or may just create one big polykill. It's really strangely enough, it's up in the air.
It's very up
whether
in the air.
They're going to kill each other or just get in a relationship. I don't know.
Sometimes it's like that, it just do be like that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Then the next month, also on Take Your Role, season 2 of Blood Tax, run by Excel, it's coming out. We have a lot of really cool stuff. Season 1 is great. You can find it on our YouTube, on Take Your Role on YouTube. It was fantastic. Problem is, season 2 is going to be like all the consequences from season 1, and I'm not ready for that. But beyond that, I'm a writer. I write. I love Star Wars, and I do not have enough Star Wars related things to do. So, yeah.
I was excited to have you. Excel, some of the stuff that Joel just said overlaps with some of your stuff, but do you want to let people know who you are, where they can find you, other things you have going on?
You can find me at Xtro the King. I believe it's in the chat, on the socials, the Twitter, also mostly anywhere else, not on Facebook. So if you see me on Facebook, maybe report them. Because it's not me, I guarantee you. I'm not on Facebook. I have Messenger, but I do not have a Facebook account, right? Anyway.
I love that you've devoted as much time promoting where you are versus the platform where you are not.
You gotta balance it out sometimes. I'm like this space between. Balance is the key. But no, you can find me on I'm the social media manager for Take Your Role. You can find me in Blood Text. There's a storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. And as Joel said, it is coming back May 10th is the day that we got set. At 8 p.m. I believe is the time. It's gonna be a great time. You can find me also. You can find me Tuesday nights. We play a game of Shrouded Chronicles on a friend of mine's channel, which I cannot remember for the life of me right now. I'm so sorry, Faye. If you see this, Faye Fatale, I believe, is the name of it. I believe. I'll let you know though. You'll see it on my Twitter. Wednesday nights is when Blood Text is gonna be happening. You can find me every other Friday on Lost Caravan RPG for Avatar stream. That's gonna be happening this upcoming Friday, and then every other Friday you can catch me on A Tale from the Table Studios. This past Friday we just did Life on the Periphery, which is an experience RPG TTRPG game, which is really fun, and we do that from yesterday every other Friday. Right. And then every other Sunday from this Sunday, because this Sunday is one of the days. No, it is not. I'm so sorry. Next Sunday is one of the days. You can find me on Alter Echo Archives, where I play Jax Redacted. It was like we use the cipher system.
Is it Faye Fatale? The Pathfinder game? Yeah. Faye Fatale is the.
Yeah, we play Pathfinder there, where I play a fun monk who's totally not a reference to an anime character. You'll see if you watch it. You'll see. You understand? And then I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, this you'll see me tweet about it if I haven't said it. Sorry, I took up so much time.
That's good. I want people to know what else you got going on, where they can find you and watch more of your stuff, because both of you are super great. I am going to wrap up with chat on another scene, so I am going to leave the Zoom call. If you all wouldn't mind hanging out for just a little bit so I can say a proper thank you to you after stream. If you have to go, that's totally fine. But do the two of you want to say goodbye to chat and goodbye to the YouTube VOD?
Bye, y'all. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
This chaos.
Goodbye. Goodbye.